Military Broadcast Radio, the station that's giving veterans a voice.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
Think of all that time. Every wait in the winter. All that time. No one else saw. Every sprint in the summer. Think of every sacrifice. Early mornings on the levee. Late nights in the film room. Bus rides to playoff games. Every bump in the road. Every moment of ecstasy. Every moment of doubt. Years wondering, is it all worth it? It's all led to this. Man, I got this. It's a 60-minute drive for a 60-minute game. After all the miles we've traveled, we're almost there. After all the hours we've worked, one more can make us legends. After all that time, this is our time. Caveman on the line. HG got the stats.
No filters, no suits, just facts on blast.
He seems like no nonsense guy. Like
re-emphasize that for the Saints fans out there on TikTok. Caveman. What did you just say?
The rebuild starts right now.
Marshawn
Lattimore's gone, so the defense, like we're not getting any better.
To the left, got the edge and grind. We break it all
Get it into
down
Smith.
like
What a pass! That's it! Daniel Smith with the game winner! Oh my goodness!
And that is why you have Aaron Fry pass the ball in.
We roar from the base to the backfield floor. No filters, no fake control. We
So really, like you have you have the best quarterback in the league, arguably, the best wide receiver in the league, and you've got the best edge rusher in terms of total sacks in the season. And you're 4-7, and your playoff chances are hanging on by.
HG on deck, stats loaded and primed. Reading the field.
Let's make it interesting.
We're making it interesting. Come on. Give us the freaking point.
Breaking down ball like a heat wave blade.
Oh, let's go! Oh, no. Put him in there. He's not put him in there.
We see through the hype. Call out the Warriors.
So don't you go saying that you're never see that. You're such a hater.
The station where our veterans' voices are heard, MBR Talk.
Hey, thanks for tuning in. Welcome, Quack.
Program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
For your
All right, everybody. You are looking live at Till the Final Whistle, episode 19 of season 2 of the Football Frenzy. We just got our matchup set for the Super Bowl, and I'm actually happy for the Super Bowl. It's on my birthday this year, February 8th. I got the day off and everything. Hang out on my birthday, watch the Super Bowl. We might have to do a little party or something, watch party, a little stream or something set up.
should be a good game.
I'm excited for it. Patriots, Seahawks in Santa Clara. It is hosted by the San Francisco 49ers this year in Santa Clara. I mean, we had all these bad weather games in the playoffs, and the two champions of each conference are getting treated to some really nice California weather for this game. So, I mean, there shouldn't be any issues with the weather unless they're in some crazy monsoon out there.
It's totally gonna rain now that you said that.
I know it's gonna be the rainiest, windiest
Torrential
game.
downpour.
Yeah, it's gonna be like Sharknado, the first ever hurricane that lands on the west coast of the United States.
Oh my God, not Sharknado.
I got this account on my feed on TikTok that's just posting the entire movie in vertical. It won't go away. I saw part 1, part 16, and part 55, all while just looking for stuff for the show today or this morning.
Nice.
And I've been up early, so that's a good while. Me scrolling.
Yeah, no, I know some people. You can if you look, you can just find entire movies on TikTok.
Yep.
Yeah.
That means I got to cut down my screen time so I can get back to the Tyler Shuck edits that I was at a couple weeks ago. That's okay, though. He'll be back once he wins Rookie of the Year. That's kind of one thing I wanted to talk about, too. We got the NFL honors. We still got all rookie teams, all pro, all American in college, the coaching carousel right now, the Pro Bowl. Shedeur Sanders been the second worst or the worst quarterback in the NFL since week 11, and he made the Pro Bowl.
I mean, at this point, it just cannot be more obvious nepotism, right? What's the other explanation for why the guy is in the Pro Bowl? I don't get it.
It's
Trevor
weird.
Lawrence is right there.
It's weird to say that it does kind of feel like nepotism, but I feel like a lot of teams did skip out on him because of the fact they didn't want anyone to think that's the reason why he was even drafted. I mean,
Right.
he was a 5th round pick. Dylan Gabriel got the start over him. That didn't work out, so he finally got the job. And then there was moments on the field where even when he was playing well, it seemed like they didn't even trust him.
Right. I think there's obviously there's some talent there. And I think with the right, with enough time and good coaching, and obviously some more development of this Browns roster, he could be a very good quarterback in this league, potentially lead a team to the playoffs. But that wasn't the quarterback he was this year. I mean, he struggled behind a subpar offensive line. Definitely made some poor decisions, took some bad sacks, some bad turnovers. Just wasn't anywhere near a Pro Bowl caliber player.
The normal ups and downs of a Browns rookie quarterback.
Of a lot of rookie quarterbacks, and that's
not
a drag on him. Like a lot of rookies, especially on teams or in situations that he's in, do struggle a lot, and that's to be expected.
Just look at Sam Darnold.
Right.
I mean, there's some throws that he made on Sunday night that earlier in his career he is not making that decision, and he's either, mistakes were made earlier in his career, and now he's got a chance at a Super Bowl. Yeah. You're saying he's the only guy from that class that's even had a Super Bowl appearance?
Sam Darnold, the first quarterback from the 2018, the first notable quarterback. I don't there was 7 total QBs drafted, so I don't know if one of them, one of the backup guys was
out of all the starting guys, though.
Yeah, but
people have
the big 5 of that draft class that all went in the first round was Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold, Josh Allen, Josh Rosen, Lamar Jackson.
Josh Rosen.
Out of those 5, Sam Darnold is the first one to make it to the Super Bowl. I know. I can't believe it wasn't Josh Rosen either.
Josh Rosen, man.
First one to lead the team to a Super Bowl, I should say. Like Darnold already went to a Super Bowl when he was on the 49ers as their backup. But like now he's like the first QB from that class to actually take the helm and lead a team to a Super Bowl.
It's pretty interesting. It's pretty interesting story. That could be the same thing for Shedeur Sanders, but then he's got to battle with Tyler Shuck. So it's gonna be he's gonna be a close second there, maybe. But Cam Ward and the Titans got $101 million in free cap space. And after the season he had, there's definitely some free agent players that might want to head over there.
Robert Saleh is his new head coach, too. I think that'll just need a good OC, I think, to pair up with that. Because Saleh is obviously a defensive guy.
I think they might even just stick it out with Will Scott. I mean, he wasn't really too bad with Cam Ward all year.
Keep it consistent
for
the young player, too. That's actually a good idea. True. Yeah, if I was Tennessee, like obviously you want to get some weapons for Cam, but I think like some big free agent defensive players and just like really try to build out that defense could be where you're at, and just like a team that like that'll just make it easier on their young quarterback because like he's not gonna have to go out there and score that many points a game to be competitive. Like most weeks, like he just needs to score around like 21 to 24 points to get you a victory. You'll be far more successful.
Oh yeah. And before we dive too deep into our off-season stuff that we got planned, we want to look at the Pro Bowl roster since that's coming up before the Super Bowl, obviously. Because we got our AFC quarterbacks. Obviously, Drake May is going to be in the Super Bowl. Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, and Shedeur. Running backs in the AFC, Jonathan Taylor, Devon Achane. I think that's well deserved. I wonder if he made in the All-Pro. And James Cook, who is your leading rusher this year in the NFL, definitely well deserved as well. Patrick Ricard was our fullback, one fullback in the AFC from Baltimore. Is that really? That's kind of like your only guy that you can really name as like a fullback that really gets a lot of time in there. Most teams usually just have like a tight end or another running back.
Adam Prentice Rob. That's all I'm going to say. Adam Prentice Rob.
That's the only other fullback I can think of that's really out there.
Fullback is kind of at this point, it's kind of just a popularity contest with like the guys that are notable. Like Patrick Ricard's been really the only big notable fullback in the AFC, at least. I mean, like you've got Reggie Gilliam on the Bills. The Broncos got Adam Prentice. Chargers, they have what's his name?
That dude's actually cool. You can't disrespect Matlock.
I think he's technically a defensive lineman. If they have him play fullback.
He plays linebacker, D-line, on the gunner, in the punt protection, on the kickoff, and as a fullback. That dude is like, he's really a Swiss Army knife. He's on all three sides of the ball. And our receivers in the AFC, Jamar, Nico Collins, Zay Flowers, boo. More fumbles than touchdowns, buddy. You're not a Pro Bowl receiver.
Really? Zay Flowers.
And Sutton, that's deserved.
Sutton had a fantastic year. Nico, Jamar. Who would you put over Zay? Is my question.
Was someone that plays a similar role to him? Jacoby Myers.
I was going to say Parker Washington. Maybe didn't have as much. He kind of came on late in the season, but I think Parker was much better. Obviously, the Pro Bowl voting goes, all year, and so
more fumbles than touchdowns though. Like that's crazy. And Chris Olave wasn't a Pro Bowler in the NFC. He's got some tough competition over there.
Let's see, I'm trying to think. There's definitely a better option. We just aren't thinking of though for the Pro Bowl. I don't know, somebody better. There's somebody better than Zay. Drop it in the comments. Maybe it's not coming to me. Jalen Waddle, perhaps.
That could be a pretty good pick.
His team wasn't very good, but Garrett Wilson before he got hurt.
That's true.
Man, it just wasn't a lot of high-end wide receiver play in the AFC this year. I think that's the big problem.
Yeah.
Just wasn't there.
Tight ends got 4 in the AFC. Well, no. Because Kelsey and Bowers are not going to be in it. So Brock Bowers and Travis Kelsey were the first picks, and now it's Tyler Warren and Dalton Kincaid who will be replacing those two.
Solid.
Okay. That's pretty solid still. Yeah. Tyler Warren's a beast. Garrett Bowles, okay. Shout out at offensive tackle. Deion Dawkins and Joe Alt.
Joe Alt missed most of the year with injury. See, like right there, it's like Joe Alt didn't even play most of the year, but he's on the Pro Bowl, so give my guy Parker Washington his flowers.
Yeah. Dude, offensive guard, Quinn Miners. We got another Bronco. O-line.
Michael Pittman would have probably been. Or Alec Pierce. Actually, Alec
Pierce probably. Yeah.
Over Zay Flowers. Future Denver Bronco, Alec Pierce.
Quentin Nelson and Trey Smith for your guards. Center, Creed Humphrey and Tyler Lindenbaum.
You didn't forget to shout out Quinn Miners too.
Oh yeah, I did. I said there. Okay. Yeah, there was another Bronco in here. Another Bronco. Creed Humphrey making it in at center. I mean, they're kind of all getting after your boy Patrick Mahomes, all year long. So
I think Creed was pretty good, but a lot of the pressure was coming up. I mean,
they had 2 offensive linemen make it. It wasn't their interior guys. That's true. On the defense, Max Crosby is the starter. And then we got Will Anderson. Oh, no. Will Anderson and Myles Garrett are the starters. And Max Crosby going to be your backup guy. Okay. And then you got Chris Jones, Jeffrey Simmons, and Zach Allen, another Bronco. Jeffrey Simmons, I think. Okay, good. He did make it as a starter. He deserves that. He's one of the best players on that team.
One of the lone bright spots for Tennessee this year. And he's been there for a minute in Tennessee. Always like just a really great interior defensive lineman, super good against the run, a really solid pass rusher as well. Just never gets a lot of the attention he deserves. So Pro Bowl was a long time coming.
They got to add to that unit because at least up the middle, they got game wrecking ability. Get some game wrecking level sacks from him. And our outside linebackers, starters, Nick Benito. Man, a lot of Broncos on this, dude.
A lot of them in the trenches too.
Yep. Tui Puloto. That's our boy too. He had a pretty nice season coming off the bench, and then Devin Lloyd is replacing TJ Watt. Okay. Inside linebackers, Roquan Smith and Azeez Al-Shaair. I think Al-Shaair should have been the starter here. I'm not gonna lie.
He had a great season.
The Ravens are crappy.
Yeah. I mean, like Roquan's always been a really good player, and I think he still had a good season this year. A lot of tackles, but I think Azeez was just the much more impactful player. Just a lot. I think he was a lot better in coverage this year, and was just better at helping force turnovers for his team, and was leading the much better defensive unit.
I agree with that one. Corners, Pat Surtain, Derek Stingley are your starters. Christian Gonzalez Denzel Ward and Kamari Lassiter. All right, and Christian Gonzalez going to the Super Bowl. I like Kamari Lassiter making it in there.
It's a good fill-in pick, yeah.
That's a good pick. Free safety, Jalen Ramsey. That I think that's fair. Him being the starter. Oh, he's actually getting replaced by Kalen Bullock from Houston.
Yeah, I mean, Ramsey moving the safety was definitely better for Pittsburgh. But I don't know if I would have named him a Pro Bowler. Kalen Bullock's definitely a better pick there.
And strong safety, Kyle Hamilton as a starter, and Derwin James following it up. I think that's fair.
Kind of feel like Hufanga got robbed at the. I think he's technically a strong safety, but you could have subbed him in as like a free safety.
That's true.
Too. He can kind of play both.
Long snapper,
He's very rangy.
Yeah, he's kind of all over the field on that defense. He's been all over. Ross Matashik from Jacksonville, long snapper. Jordan Stout, your punter. Dicker the kicker, place kicker for the AFC. Kamere DK is a return specialist. That's fair. That dude had 1,000 yards returning and 1,000 yards receiving this year, so he's been a beast. And Ben Skowronek, of course, in our special team.
The legend, Ben Skowronek, man.
Ben Skowronek. My bad.
Guy. He's Ben Skowronek. He's the GOAT.
I don't remember what he had. He had a touchdown in like week 3 this year.
Something, yeah.
Had the most random touchdown ever.
He was the when he was on the Rams, man. He was like the get you all excited that Cooper Kupp had the catch, and then it was actually him. Yeah, I mean, if you had Cooper Kupp on your fantasy team, you'd see a white guy like catch the ball for the Rams. You're like, "There's Coop," and then you're like, "Wait a second, that's
Ben Skowronek."
Ben Skowronek again. Call that getting Skowronek.
Yeah, you just got Ben Skowronek, 2026 edition. He's your Pro Bowl special teamer. Love to see it. Moving over to the NFC, QBs. Looks like, starter Matthew Stafford. And then we got Jared Goff and Dak following it up.
Slinging Sammy D getting replaced by Jared Goff. Yeah,
I like these picks.
Goff is a better replacement for sure. Besides that disaster class of a game he had against Minnesota, he was really good all year, threw for over 4,000 yards, 38, 35, 38, something like that, total touchdowns, somewhere in that range, and only 6 interceptions, I believe, maybe 6 to 8, somewhere in that range. So like pretty high touchdown to low interception numbers right there.
And he had a really good run game behind him all season too. So I mean,
right. The offense was like one of the top 3 scoring offenses in the league. It's just puzzling why the Lions didn't honestly win more games. You just think like, oh, Jared Goff is, lighting it up, throwing for like 300 something yards a game. Going to finish with nearly 40 touchdowns. You're going to be averaging around 30 points a game on offense. You think they'd probably, you'd be like, oh, I mean, that could be like a 12, 13 win season right there, but nope. Only got 9.
A weird 9-win season after last year. They're in the NFC Championship, right?
They got knocked out in the divisional.
They're in the divisional.
By the Commanders. The Jaden Daniels coming out party.
Both of those teams are pretty crappy this year, but I mean, Washington, they're facing a lot of adversity, a lot of injuries over there. Right. I like the running backs for the NFC. Jahmyr Gibbs starting with CMC and Bijan Robinson.
And could it really be anybody else? Even like Saquon, it's like he kind of had a slow start, really finished strong.
These are the guys.
Yeah.
best 3 running backs.
Honestly, we're probably the best 3 running backs in the league all year. For being honest,
aside from Jonathan Taylor.
Taylor, yeah,
That dude.
Taylor just really got like his production just fell off a cliff after the Daniel Jones injury and after teams just started stacking the box against Indy.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of felt like that for Robinson too at times, and definitely in certain games because, man, they once you kind of know they're getting the ball, I mean, it makes it a little easier to stop it when you got your entire team running at one guy. You know, he's not going to be able to juke out 6 guys coming at him off the edge because they know where the play's going. Juice getting fullback in the NFC. Love it.
Again, just makes sense. Like that's, he's kind of the fullback of the NFL. Like that's probably the most famous fullback of any team.
Yeah. The receivers.
I mean, shout out to my guy CJ Ham though. CJ Ham deserves a nod.
That's true. That's true.
Set to become a free agent too. So look out. Somebody's going to be getting a beast of a player there.
The receivers. JSN, it looks like he's either being replaced by George Pickens or Amon-Ra St. Brown. Puka Nacua is your other starter there. I mean, that's fair.
That's actually fair.
I mean, I kind of maybe Chris Olave over George Pickens.
I don't know if they actually have announced a replacement for JSN. Because I'm pretty sure Pickens and Amon-Ra were already selected. They do 4 wide receivers total.
Get Olave in there.
I'd say Olave in the NFC probably the most deserving. Like obviously Jefferson, he had a really crappy year. I don't think London had some good moments, but he was kind of hurt. Wasn't as consistent as Olave. Michael Wilson, he came on that strong in the second half of the season, but again, Olave, I think, had the better overall year.
It's top 10.
Yeah.
Top 10 in everything. He's one of our first receivers in franchise history to get 1,000 yards and double-digit touchdowns in a season.
Damn. Get him in there. All right.
I love the tight ends, too.
The tight ends are good, yeah.
Kittle's getting replaced because he's injured, but we got Trey McBride and Jake Ferguson. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, I couldn't think of anybody to replace those two. Maybe Dallas Goedert over Ferguson. He just caught a lot of touchdowns. I think Ferguson was an overall more explosive player. You can kind of give Kyle Pitts maybe a nod there too.
But he definitely could get a nod this year.
I don't think Ferguson's undeserving by any means. Those are just 2 other guys that I'm like immediately jump out. It's like guys that also had really good years that could be deserving of nods,
I like these O linemen. Penei Sewell, Tristan Wirfs, Trent Williams at tackle, and then the guards, Tyler Smith, Joe Tooney, who is a beast for the Bears, and Chris Lindstrom. Then the centers, Drew Dalman starting, and Cam Jurgens from Philly.
I think the guards and tackles are good. Cam, I guess he wasn't undeserving, but I feel like there was definitely some struggles for him early in the year, but he really got it going late. Trying to remember who the Rams center is. I feel like is it Jonah Jackson? That might be one of their guards. I don't know. The Rams got a couple guys on the O line, like Jonah Jackson, I believe is he's one of their guards. I don't remember what side of the line, and then their center were both really good all season. So 2 of those guys definitely should have gotten a nod there. I think over Trent. I think Trent was dealing with some injuries. He was a little inconsistent, but the rest of the guys are pretty deserving. I don't hate the picks. Do you think somebody from the Rams O line was one of the best in football all year? They should have gotten.
Yeah,
I feel like they should have gotten one guy.
I think the only person I don't like in here is Tristan Wirfs, is because of how terrible the protection was. It was coming from all sides on Baker Mayfield. They lost 8 of their last 9 games.
That's true.
And we saw Baker Mayfield as some of his worst get pressured that much. It was getting pretty rough.
Yeah. Oh, Zach Tom from Green Bay. He also was kind of dealing with some injury stuff. That was late in the season, but I mean, when he was good to go, I mean, he was a huge factor in that Green Bay's running offense and in their pass protection. Like, you could just kind of see the drop off for Green Bay late in the season after the Broncos game, and then into the postseason after he got hurt. Like, there was just a significant drop off in the offensive line for dominance from the Packers. So Zach Tom would have been another good guy to give a shout to.
I did find it funny though, Baker Mayfield tweeting about Stefanski getting hired in Atlanta. Like, lost 8 of the last 9, man. Yeah, you guys might want to dial it in for the next season instead of tweeting about it.
Well,
because 8 of the last 9 games, you looked like how you did before they shipped you out of Cleveland.
Let's worry about your own house right now, buddy. I'd go to the defensive side of the ball for the NFC now.
I like it. Aiden Hutchinson, Micah Parsons, and DeMarcus Lawrence are your defensive ends.
Those are pretty fitting.
Well, Micah
was having a great season. Hutchinson was dominating the league. DeMarcus Lawrence was a big
freaking ageless wonder.
I know. I mean, he didn't have like a ton of sacks, but he generated a lot of pressure. It was just a big reason why Seattle was so successful, just sending 4 guys a lot of the year.
He's a beast. I like your D tackles too. Jalen Carter, Leonard Williams, and Quinnen Williams. After the trade, I mean, he was kind of a beast for Dallas. I think you might even give him a nod to be the starter over Jalen Carter.
Yeah.
But
Leonard Williams, I think, was like the best defensive tackle in the league this year, man. Yeah. The anchor of that D line. That was just for one of the most dominant defenses in the league. Yeah, I think those are some good calls there. The outside linebackers are pretty solid too.
Ryan Burns, Jared Verse, Byron Young. Easy. I mean, Jared Verse and Byron Young, you got one of those guys on each side of you. That is rough. And Brian Burns, another ageless wonder. Really good season for the Giants.
Yeah. Middle linebackers.
Jack Campbell and Zach Bond.
I feel like it was
Demario Davis, he was 35 and he had 115 tackles.
That's true.
He was 35 years old out there playing like that still.
Yeah, I feel like in the NFC side, linebacker play was a little underwhelming. Campbell did have 176 tackles, I suppose. I feel like he was just really good at tackling. Had 5 sacks as well. Didn't really do a whole lot in terms of forcing turnovers or nothing like that. And I wonder if Zach Bond's in here just over recency bias, because I mean, you look, he's way down there with 123. Did have an interception, it looks like, this year. Had 2 of them, actually. It was about it. But Bobby Wagner also had 2 interceptions. and way more tackles.
And he's way old too.
Bobby Okereke, again, more tackles. Had 47-yard interception return, forced a fumble as well. Like, I think Bond still had a really good season. Oh, Ernest Jones, I guess, is technically a linebacker. I thought he was a cornerback. Ernest Jones, I think you could put in there. Nate Landman as well. Even Blake Cashman. I just think like all of those guys put up similar production to what better production to what Ernest Jones or not what Zach Bond did. So like Bond's still an incredible player. It's really good. Like Jack Campbell was number 2 in the league in total tackles. Yeah, throw him on the Pro Bowl team. Bond, I feel like is just kind of.
There's a lot of other guys to pick there. That might have just been the popularity vote.
Right
there, sneaking its way in. Corners, J.C. Horn and Devin Witherspoon are your starters. Cooper, Quinyon Mitchell, Keyshawn Nixon replacing Witherspoon, and Quinyon Mitchell replaced by Nashawn Wright. I like Nashawn Wright getting in there. Pretty sure him and Kevin Byard were still leading the league in picks going into the NFC Championship. So that's a pretty good pick right there. And I mean, he came out of nowhere for him. Keyshawn Nixon getting in. I'm glad that he got a nod this year because he was literally on their special teams as a punt returner last year and was not elevated to cornerback until people got injured. So this guy was still getting 1,000 punt return yards last year while locking down some pretty good matchups over there for Green Bay. And he had a really good season this year as well. So I like him being in there.
Okay. I was actually mistaken. Ernest Jones is a corner. I misread his.
He's just he had a lot of tackles.
Okay, never mind. He is a linebacker.
Oh, okay.
He also had 5 interceptions. Why was he not?
Dang, dude. Yeah. You got to be in there.
Yeah. But yeah, no, he should definitely be in there over him. But the corners are pretty good. I want to give a shout out to Xavier Watts. He had 5 interceptions as a rookie. He was a really good player. I don't hate any of these. I don't know, man. I like Cooper DeJean. I feel like maybe he was just slightly overrated. He got very popular off of that pick he had in the Super Bowl. Like Quinyon was very locked down, and Coop's a great slot corner. But I mean, you got guys like Mike Jackson's probably a little bit better than him, had a better season than him. Like Watts was more productive. Heck, don't forget like Kobe Durant, I think had a really good or on par season with him. So that one might be the one where I'm like, that's a bit of a reach. I think there are definitely other guys that you could have in the case that had more production over him. The other ones were really good. I mean, a lot of interceptions between all those guys.
Free safety, Byard starting, Antoine Winfield Jr., Kevin Byard. I mean, he's got to make it in there for the safeties.
Led the league in interceptions. Was a beast for the Chicago Bears this year.
And it's like every team that picks him up gets him for nothing. He was one of the best guys on the Titans defense for a while. Went over to Philly for absolutely nothing. Got shipped over to the Bears, and it's like it's not like they gave up a king's ransom for Kevin Byard in the offseason. I mean, having a good season like that. And he's on a contract year, so he's about to make some money after that. Strong safety, Budda Baker. I mean, kind of your only real. I mean, there's way more guys, but I feel like his production level is always just at a high level because how bad the Cardinals are. It's just he's always going to have that level of a season just because
Right. Who else? They don't have a lot back there. I mean, I think the Cardinals were.
They got a little bit better though.
They just could never. Their defense couldn't stay healthy. That was the problem. Early in the season, man, when that unit was healthy, they were actually pretty good.
Didn't look bad.
I'm just trying to. Who was it? Is there someone I would put over Buddha? And maybe Harrison Smith. Just give the old man one last hurrah. I think he did confirm that he is retiring. But again, like Buddha's just so consistent back there. It's hard to argue with him not being on the team. He had he had a ton of tackles this season. I mean, he was like one of the best in the league at getting tackles. Didn't force a lot of turnovers this year, actually, but again, for where as a safety, just the amount of tackles he had, it's like, and the way he can kind of play as a hybrid linebacker.
And he's like 5'9", too, playing that many positions. It's pretty crazy. John Weeks is your long snapper for the NFC. Tress Way is a punter from Washington. Brandon Aubrey, the kicker. Just get Charlie Smith in there now. Because he's going to have plenty hardware in the future. And Rashid Shaheed would have been the return specialist, got replaced by Kevontae Turpin. That's fair enough, too. And Luke Gifford is their special teamer from the Niners. I like the rosters this year, honestly. I mean, the Pro Bowl, meanwhile, is just like...
Yeah. It's lost. And it's nice to give some of these guys their recognition, but I feel like it's just lost some of the gusto and meaning behind it. Because then it's like when you go for some subs, I mean, there's just been some wild ones. Like Shador this year, they throw in like Tyler Huntley. I'm sure we'll see some wild ones. Like when they find JSN's replacement, they're going to go and pick Luke McCaffrey instead of Chris Olave. It'll just be something ridiculous like that. So
if Chris Olave is not the replacement for JSN, not going to be happy.
We riot.
We're heading straight for the NFL honors.
We're going to go ahead. We'll take a quick music break. When we come back, though, we're going to go ahead and dive into these championship game matchups, break down everything that happened in them, and give a little Super Bowl prediction. So stay tuned for that. You're watching Till the Final Whistle here on Military Broadcast Radio.
I wish there was some place that I could go where I got the promise to never be alone. These bars all have last call, and my friends, they ain't home. I wish there was some place that I could go with a heartache this big, a bottle this small. I don't think I'm ready to deal with it all. I need a 24-hour heartbreak saloon where they never have last call and play come
on YOU. Delay of game. 5 seconds before the show. But hey, thanks for watching.
The station where our veterans' voices are heard. MBR Talk.
Find us on the web at mbradio.net.
You are looking live at Till the Final Whistle. We got to give you a championship weekend breakdown of these two games. And before we do that, we had breaking news on the commercial break. The Buffalo Bills have decided to give that coaching job to offensive coordinator Joe Brady, signing him to a 5-year deal at head coach.
Yeah. Let's discuss that real quick, because I don't think that's an awful decision for Buffalo.
Worst decision, though.
I honestly just think like you'd better off still with McDermott.
Yep.
As your head coach.
And get Bean out of there. Get the Bean out of there.
I mean, like, I gotta be honest. I know there are a number of Bills fans that wanted Joe Brady fired, and it felt like his offense was only worked the way it worked because of Josh Allen. And they might not be entirely wrong. So this is just certainly interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know,
Josh Allen's days numbered in Buffalo? Or will they just blow everything up before they let him go anywhere?
Yeah, I don't know if the Bills would. I mean, he would have to scratch tooth and claw his way out of there before Buffalo lets him go. I believe it's. It feels like they've, like, despite how good Josh Allen keeps getting, they just keep going further and further back from being able to make a Super Bowl.
Yep.
It's like it was like, oh, play here or play there, or a couple plays in a playoff game that would have made them, help them make it to the bowl. And then like this year, it was like, oh my God, like now Allen they turns the ball over 4 times. They have 5 total turnovers, and they've run out. They just completely fall apart in overtime and lack discipline, get knocked out of the playoffs this year. And then they fire their head coach, and then the owner comes out and just slanders the coach and the wide receiver who's still on your roster.
Yeah, that's the weirdest thing. You're going to blame your head coach for drafting Keon Coleman.
Now you're trying to.
He's still on the team.
You're going to try to hire. You try to interview and hire a high school football coach that used to be an NFL quarterback. Like,
yeah, no. The fact that they even had Phillip Rivers was even mentioned in that front office as a head coaching option.
Right.
That's just
because
crazy.
he was doing a good job of diagnosing defenses like pre-play or pre-snap this year. Yeah, he's a quarterback. Like, he's like, just because you're a good player doesn't mean you're a good coach, Yeah. And like Rivers doesn't have any coaching experience at a super high level of football. He's only been a high school coach. He hasn't even coached college. If you're looking for a former player, this was a great point. Somebody on TikTok made. It was why, like, a guy like David, I think it was David Garrard, was a former quarterback, has been coaching. He's coached for years on a number of NFL and college staffs, and could be a guy you pursue as a head coaching position, who's got experience coaching and is a former player. But like Rivers, he comes back for one short stretch as a player, and you're like, oh yeah, he's the guy to be the coach. Like, it's just starting to show me that, like, there's the front office is not taking their job very seriously.
I think Phillip Rivers has potential to be a pretty good coach if that's what he continues to pursue, especially coming back. Came back a little bit, got to see on the field with the pads on and out there playing the reps how the league is now. He's coached at high school. If he wants to continue coaching, I see maybe a possible good potential of a really good offensive head coach, or maybe even a solid OC if that's what he wants to do. But he's not ready for the NFL yet. Like,
I
that's
think,
just
yeah,
crazy talk.
we gotta see him in college first, and maybe as a coordinator or something. You can't just go from coaching high school to being an NFL coach. I mean, that's what the Colts tried to do that with Jeff Saturday, and that didn't work out. Like, it's just because you played the game does not mean you're going to be a good coach, or even if you were, or just because you were a good player doesn't mean you're going to be a good coach. Like, I think like some of the guys that are head coaches in the league now that were, starters at their position. D'Amico Ryans. That's about all I got. I cannot think of anybody else.
Like, no hate on Aaron Glenn. He was a saint. That's my boy.
Oh, that's true,
But
Aaron Glenn.
his defense did not get an interception, and he played corner.
He was a defensive back, and he coached the defense that had no interceptions. Like Dan Campbell's a pretty good coach. He was a backup tight end or like more of a blocking tight end most of his career. I think like both Harbaughs had a little time as quarterback. They were mostly backups.
I have Vrabel as a linebacker.
Vrabel was a linebacker. That's true. So I mean, what we're seeing is like maybe defensive guys, but like there aren't any starting quarterbacks that are head coaches right now. They're in the broadcast booth. Tony Romo, Brady, Troy Aikman.
I think those examples of they actually took their time behind the scenes, and they like after Vrabel retired, we never really heard about his coaching career, and then out of nowhere, here he comes on the Tennessee Titans,
right?
And it's like he took the time to actually become a good head coach and just use his knowledge that he had on the field to be a good head coach. I mean, being a linebacker, you're already going to be a great leader too. So I mean, you have to be able to get an entire roster, could be 65 to almost 70 guys to get to ready to run through a brick wall for you. All right. Like you can't, it's going to be a little different.
D'Amico did the same thing. I mean, he retired in like 2011, I think. And so he just worked his way, up through the positions, and eventually he got that DC job in San Francisco. They had a really dominant season. He got the head coaching gig with Texans. And I mean, they've been a playoff team all 3 years, but like you can't just, throw.
He didn't get thrown in.
There's a lot of experience.
They put in the work.
There's a lot of learning opportunities and just experience you need to gain before you're ready to lead an NFL team. It's just a different level. I mean, some of the best coaches in the league have never even played football, like at the pro level. Sean McVay, Matt LaFleur, Sean Payton, Mike McDonald. I mean, he's coaching in the Super Bowl,
Yep.
So, like one of the other offensive lines, Mike McDaniel, he hasn't ever played an NFL snap. Just a couple of guys to name. I mean, like Belichick never played pro football, won 6 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
Pete Carroll's a bit washed now. Again, not a guy that never really played at the pro level, but won a Super Bowl, was a coach of a very successful team for a long time.
Like being the coach is a completely different animal that you just gotta learn.
So
I mean,
we got a little off topic there. I guess back to the
good breaking news though.
Yeah, back to the Bills. I don't see this as a big fix. I just think it'll be interesting. I don't know. Maybe Brady will surprise us. I think he's been a benefit of Josh Allen being there. That's made his job as a play caller a little bit easier. And Allen's been able to create more off of bad play calls than other players might be able to. I don't see this moving the needle for Buffalo a whole lot, though.
No. If anything, it's moving it back.
I don't think the coaching staff was really the issue. I think it was the front office, but like Brandon Bean, he got to the owner, man. He did something.
Yeah.
And McDermott was the guy that had to become the fall guy this year because there had to be somebody, obviously.
Yep.
It was either going to be the GM or the coach, but from what I've heard from some insiders around Buffalo, just that I've seen on Twitter and things like that, that people that are closer to the Bills, is that's what it really sounds like. Is like, even though McDermott helped get Bean hired, like Bean convinced Pagula, I think is his name, that McDermott was the problem. I wonder where McDermott goes now. I mean, I think he'd still be a great head coach. Ravens haven't hired anybody, have they?
I thought they hired Minter.
Oh, that's right, they did. Yeah. Steelers though. That's what I was thinking of actually. And it was an AFC North team.
No, they hired one of the Mike Mix something last name guys.
Did they?
I think they did.
No. Oh,
yeah,
wait,
Mike McCarthy.
They hired Mike McCarthy. I forgot. That is so dumb. Where are some vacancies? Who still hasn't hired a coach?
Washington
didn't fire Dan Campbell, I think.
Oh yeah, they let the coordinators go. My bad.
Dan Campbell's still there. I mean, God, I would hate this, but the Raiders still haven't hired a coach.
Damn, dude. I mean, with everything going on the AFC West right now, I mean that genuinely could shake things up.
New coach, new quarterback. I mean, that's a lot of news in one season, but I mean, like, you've got an experienced guy. Mendoza and McDermott would be I wouldn't be super thrilled about that combo, I'll just say.
At this point though, we have realized that Vegas is not in the situation where if they get a couple new things, they're not going to be anywhere close to great. They just want to see some signs of improvement over there.
McDermott
at
might
this point
still also be. I think he's still getting paid despite being hurt. So I think he might do what like some coaches done, like Vrabel, and
chill out for a year.
Yeah, like just take a year off. Get paid by the team that fired you.
That's what Tomlin's doing.
Yeah, hang out with your family and everything, and then wait to see what positions are going to come open, and then you can start kind of shopping around and testing the waters and potentially get yourself set up with the team you want. So
that's true.
While the Bills are just blowing up and it feels like there's a ton of turmoil and dysfunction going on there. Their bitter rivals, the Patriots, had lost the greatest player to ever play the position of quarterback. He left. They tried the replacement that they drafted for him was a huge failure. They ended up firing their Hall of Fame coach, hiring a new coach, and drafting a new quarterback and making it back to the Super Bowl, all before the Bills and Josh Allen ever sniffed one. Yep. The New England Patriots
took out the Broncos.
Mickey Mouse schedule to get to this point, but they did make it to the Super Bowl.
They did. They weren't the 1 seed either, so they had to play a couple games to get to the championship game.
On the road in a blizzard, just enough to get the job done.
86 passing yards from Drake May. I mean, this game, I'll be the one to say it here on the show first. Broncos probably win this game like 24-10, 17-10 if Bo Nix played instead of Jarrett Stidham.
I honestly think we probably win this like 31-10 or like 27-3 if Bo plays, because Bo the one thing you can't like, the one thing he was so good at this season, despite all the inconsistencies and sometimes the offense was struggling or the low completion percentage, he did a superb job of avoiding catastrophic turnovers. Like, he had some picks and everything, but I mean, a lot of like there were some tipped passes, like balls that like go off his receiver's hands straight up into the air, or like arm punts where he just kind of, it's like third and long and he just chucks a deep ball down the field and it gets picked, and it's like, well, you're punting anyways. It's like, might as well give your guy a chance to make a play. I don't think Bo Nix accidentally throws a backwards pass, which
not even a pass. It was like a chest pass.
Like, he just tried to like shove it away from his body.
He did that multiple times in the game too. I was starting to get concerned.
I'm still kind of iffy on if that was really a backwards pass, but that's not an excuse. That was a terrible decision by Jared Stidham. Just take the sack, dude. In a game like this, you can't like getting sacked, but and holding onto the football is just better than like throwing out an absolute meatball sub and hoping that it looks like a forward pass. Like,
they're lucky that it didn't get called live and they blew the whistle. Except that would have been a touchdown.
Didn't even matter because the Patriots scored immediately after that. I think that was more of the difference, even more than Sean Payton not taking the points, because really the defense, when the Patriots had to go the length of the field the rest of the time, only were able to score 3 points. That one fumble that set the Patriots up in plus territory resulted in a touchdown. I mean, the Patriots were able to get one good drive going, that not like drive to start the third quarter, and all they were able to come away with was 3 points. So that's Stidham doesn't make that boneheaded decision. Sean Payton not taking the points, this game might have ended in a 7-3 Broncos victory with the way the weather was getting. Like, Drake May, you could tell, playing uber conservative because he was trying to protect the football. Didn't want to turn it over. He was struggling with turnovers in this one. And it was like, we would have gotten to a point where in this weather, he would have had to be a little more aggressive with the football. That probably could have led to some takeaways, but instead the Patriots just got to sit back and, force Stidham to be the aggressive QB, and when the offense was already struggling.
Once they took the lead, though, it was 7-0, and your defense was still had them in a bind. And no, they didn't tie it up until second quarter. And that first possession that they got after halftime was really the last good one that anyone had, because 5 minutes left in the third quarter after they had taken up nearly 9 minutes on the opening drive to only score 3 points. It took up 9 minutes to score 3 points. It was already damn near a blizzard in the stadium.
Yeah. That was insane, the way the weather
changed. It was like a snap of a finger. I looked outside my window and it was blowing snow sideways across the driveway and everything. And then just worse and worse throughout it was way worse downtown than it even got where I was living at.
Right.
Like, the stadium was crazy.
Overcast and a little chilly to just an absolute torrential blizzard in the snap of a finger. And then at that point, when the snow started coming down like that, that was when reality kind of set them around. I was like, oh man, we were already struggling when it was clear and everything was there. The conditions were all right. Like, now we couldn't run the ball all day. I mean, credit to the Patriots defensive front. They did a good job limiting the run. And despite how good the Broncos O-line was, like, that was, for whatever reason, man, without JK, we just really couldn't run the ball very well. We just needed a guy that could run in between the tackles, and Harvey's more of an outside zone and stretch type of player.
If you're able to get that inside run game going too, I mean, it definitely would have opened up Stidham more. But I mean, he was put in situations where he had to do more. I mean, that's exactly what I was thinking. Like, even if the run game was just flowing for you guys,
Right.
it's the AFC Championship. He still had to make some plays other than that very first bomb. Because they're lucky that they gave you guys the same look. He wanted to take that on the first throw in the man-to-man coverage, but he ended up throwing it underneath, and you guys called pretty much the same play the next down and got him wide open. And that was 29% of your yards for the whole game was that throw to Mims.
That was also over 50% of Drake May's total passing yards on the game was that throw to Mims. May he wasn't like the worst quarterback, I won't say that, but like he just did the least passing the ball of any quarterback this week. He had the lowest passing yardage. He made some big runs with his legs, which ultimately those were the difference in this game.
That was the Achilles heel, yeah.
The touchdown run, and then like him escaping pressure and just running and converting some third downs with his legs was huge, and just drives that would have ended if he didn't take off and pick up big yardage. And then obviously he picked up the first down to end it on that little bootleg designed run play that they had there.
He
game managed his way to victory. I mean, the Patriots, they saw their young quarterback who had been struggling with some turnover problems himself, but they were just the benefit of facing two teams that were just had horrible protection schemes and were turning the ball over at their own insanely problematic rate, the Texans and Chargers. And so they were still able to win based off of that. And their defense was playing their best ball all year. But I think they saw with how aggressive the Broncos defensive unit was last week and how much we turned the ball over. They went and they really were like, a lot of their game plan was like, let's like wait for Stidham to lose this game and to make a mistake. And he did.
Yeah.
To their credit, he did. I mean, in the second half quarter. So I know they might have been starting to get antsy and like, he's not playing too bad, but they kept sending pressure at him, shutting down the run, and the one fumble. Like, I just can't you just got to take the sack there.
Yeah.
That's just a product of not playing. Like,
it's just
like either you would have gotten the ball out quicker. Like he held on to it too long. It was a screen, which obviously wasn't there. And I think like if that's Bo or just a quarterback that's been starting, that isn't making his first start on the season, they probably just throw that thing in the dirt at the running back's feet.
Yeah.
Or if they don't, they at least just eat it and fall down. Like you just decide to just fall down on the ground.
He was faced with many, many opportunities like that in this one too. And I mean, to their credit, I mean, there was some moments where like this pass rush was getting through a pretty solid Broncos offensive line and getting after Stidham a little bit, at least making it harder for him to make the plays. But it's just the difference between him and Bo Nix. Like half of your guys' offense was gone. There was no those quick hitters where you just have Bo Nix instantly roll out right and there's a man wide open for him. I mean, that was gone. Then all the quick hitters and those like money plays where you just call it, you're like, all right, we know this is going to get us yards right here. Even if they've seen it on film a million times, we've done it a million times and it works like that. It was all gone. He had a week of practice coming into it. I could see in a situation where if he had to play the last 8 games and that was his first 8 starts or 7 starts or however many, and then he was thrown into the AFC Championship. But like, I don't know. He was put in probably the hardest situation.
It was so tough. And yeah, I mean, like the defense played fantastic. They gave us a shot, but I mean, it was long shot regardless. And we almost got the prayer answered, but it didn't happen. I'm not, Stidham, I won't hold too much against him. I mean, this was a tough ask in this big of a game. And then the weather got insane. And like those white jerseys for the Patriots, you couldn't
even see him on the broadcast.
You couldn't even see him. And like at that point, you're kind of just throwing like that deep ball to Mims, kind of just a prayer, hoping that there wasn't somebody covering him. And unfortunately, it was an all-pro caliber corner that was down there.
It was literally Christian Gonzalez just waiting for it.
It was tough. Yeah. I won't hold too much against them. There was a couple of scrambles or just like rollouts, evading pressure where I'm like, man, like Stidham, he can move all right, but I'm like, with Bo's speed, like that run Stidham had on third down, and he ended up sliding short. I'm like that. Like, I feel like Bo is just a step quicker. Like Bo has a shot to actually dive and get that first down. Instead, Stiddy's like ends up 3 yards short,
Yeah.
And we have to try to kick a field goal in these conditions.
It's like literally, I mean, without any question about Bo Nix now, it probably should be thrown out the window. I mean, he's obviously the best player on the offense. Right. Aside from Dobbins and Sutton, I mean, that's the guy that's the best player on your offense. Teams obviously bought into him. Ownership, coaching staff is molding this team around him. It's the Broncos guy. I mean, anyone thought that he was going to go on some crazy surgery and then play too. I mean, it's his second year, had a chance at a Super Bowl. It's unfortunate he got injured, but I mean, if he's here in his second season, look on the bright side, he's probably got more opportunities coming. You know what I mean? Like,
Broncos do have the 10th most cap space of any team too, so we'll try to make a splashy big name free agent signing again. Do well in the draft. I think obviously the big thing is like trying to retain some of the guys on the defensive side of the ball and the offensive line. I think if we can keep our trenches,
that's where you guys were built,
right?
Bred.
Right. If we've got a good offensive line that can give Bo time, and we've got a good defense that can keep us in games, like Bo he's clutch enough and he can generate enough offense to win us football games. We just got to be, as long as we're in them. And I think we can, that'll be the most important thing. I know a lot of people are talking about, let's get another receiver or maybe another running back or try it again at the tight end. And I'm like, those are nice. Those are luxury items. But I think we got like the biggest thing is the defense and the offensive line. That those will, like, that Bo can kind of make up the difference for a lack of talent at the skill position right now. Like, that's what he's been able to do. I mean, there was, even this year after JK got hurt, there were a number of weeks, even in the game against the Bills, where he was our leading rusher. Like, he continuously gets it done with his legs.
He's the playmaker.
He is.
That's been it.
There are, like, also I think one thing we were missing in this game, his ability to throw on the run. Like, Stidham just couldn't quite like he was too
antsy. He couldn't get comfortable enough to make those throws on the run. Like,
I mean, like the Patriots,
settled.
They sent the house after him too. So he just wasn't comfortable enough making some throws on the run. Like, I think like Bo, like he's so good at feeling that pressure. He would have like been able to roll out quicker and like find some guys on the run.
They wouldn't have been sending 6 at Bo Nix, man. They would have got carved. He would have ran for like 100 yards on him.
I think he would have backed them off a lot earlier too.
Yeah, like they saw, they're like, all right, we can just go after Jarrett. We're just gonna. They were just sending 6 and trusting their guys in coverage, even though you guys have serious speed and one of the best route runners. Like, they were just going one-on-one and blitzing every play, and it didn't even matter.
it really
Like-
sucked that I think having like Pat Bryant, him getting hurt early was killer too, man.
And
'Cause
Mims,
I think, like,
did he come back? Marvin Mims?
He did come back.
Okay. I was
But-
gonna say, get him the freaking. He needs the little toad cap.
No Pat, no Troy Franklin. I think like Pat Bryant is just he's like a really good like short intermediate route runner. Like he's just been like a very good like safety valve type of player for this offense when like down the stretch. I mean, he was like looking like he was going to be off to a hot start. The Buffalo game looked like he was going to maybe could have had a big impact in this game, and instead got hurt again. And it was just too much to overcome. So, I mean, congratulations to the Patriots. You're in the Super Bowl, but let's just go and take a look at the
Who might
absolute
dominate you?
gauntlet of a schedule they had. So let's start the year by losing to the team that has the number 1 overall pick in this year's draft. Then you go ahead and you beat the Dolphins. Well, whoop-de-doo, the Dolphins were so mid this season. Definitely benefited from a late Tua interception where he just threw an absolute tuna melt into a horrible window and that got picked. You lost to the Steelers at home. That was a game I famously remember you turned the ball over 5 times. Then you got Bryce Young and the Panthers coming into your place. They were terrible on the road. But I guess they were a playoff team, so is semi-impressive. Win in Buffalo, can't knock that. That was a good one. Then you guys beat Spencer
beat
Rattler barely and the Saints. Then Cam, the Tennessee Titans and the rookie quarterback who's got no one to throw to. And then Dylan Gabriel and the Cleveland Browns. Michael, you win by 1 point against Michael Penix Jr. and the Falcons when they were playing like absolute crap. Like this wasn't even when the Falcons were good. The Buccaneers, after they started their massive backslide, so you were one of their 8 losses to finish out the season. So doesn't really look as impressive when they finish 1-8 on the season. The Jets twice. So you got Justin Fields, then you got Brady Cook. Your 2 times you played the Jets.
Oh God.
You beat Joe Flacco. Whoa. Congrats. You guys beat the 41-year-old Joe Flacco and the terrible Bengals defense.
Plus.
The Giants, like the number 2 overall pick in the draft. And then Buffalo went into your house and dropped 35 on you. Then you beat the Ravens did Lamar play in this game? I can't remember. I think he did, actually.
I think he did. It was later in the year. I think he was back by this
He
time.
did, yeah.
Yeah.
Did he get hurt? Yeah, no, Lamar did play, but he got hurt, and then you got to finish the game off against Tyler Huntley. And still almost lost. The Ravens did their signature, have a big lead, and then refuse to run the ball.
Choke the game, yeah.
Choke the game away because we're not going to run the ball with Derrick Henry in the 4th quarter. He only has...
This is really the game that got Jim Harbaugh fired right here.
I think so.
This is kind of it.
Like that was... Like even they win this game, and I think it's a different story going into Pittsburgh after that win. So, like he does that. Like Derrick Henry vanishes from the game plan in the 4th quarter, and it's like the guy has like in that game he had 128 yards and two touchdowns. It's like, and like we barely saw him in the 4th quarter. It's like just why is it he's cooking all game and you go away from him?
Yep.
But I digress.
Even better. This guy's an all-time leading rusher in the top 10, and he wasn't even getting the ball.
Right.
What are we doing?
But back to the Patriots Mickey Mouse run. So yeah, they beat the Ravens after Lamar Jackson gets hurt. They beat Brady Cook and the Jets, and then Quinn Ewers and the Dolphins to finish out the year. So a 7th. Your stretch is Tyler Huntley to finish out the year. Undrafted rookie free agent and a 7th round rookie. So real gauntlet of a schedule there. I mean, besides Buffalo, not like any insanely impressive wins to me, and they only beat them once. I'll give you a little credit for the Panthers because they made the playoffs.
Best
I
team
guess
they beats the Saints, man.
the Ravens, when they had Lamar Jackson in, they were whooping y'all, and then he got hurt, and John Harbaugh's CTE kicked in. And then, the playoffs. The playoffs wouldn't have been tougher. Playoff Justin Herbert behind the worst offensive line in football, who were only able to manage to score 3 points, despite one time getting the football inside your own 10-yard line, and they came away with 0 points. And then you got CJ Stroud.
This is like a miracle run, man.
Right. Like, I mean, they just, like, that was like the Chargers game. Like, Herbert was just getting destroyed. I don't think he played particularly well either. But, like, that offensive line was just terrible. And Herbert did fumble once. And then CJ Stroud put out, I mean, like, I need like an NFL historian or something, because, like, at the moment, off the top of my head, I cannot think of a worse quarterback performance in the postseason than what CJ Stroud did. I mean, throwing a freaking, like, when you're under pressure and you just huck a BLT straight up into the air and hope that someone comes down with it, and instead it gets picked off and returned for a touchdown. Like, that was just like the most mind-boggling play I've seen.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, their regular season schedule does make sense because they were 4-13 last year.
right, it's a last place schedule.
That's just how the NFL works. But god damn, did they kind of get just a little bit lucky with this playoff. Like, they kind of at the better end of the deal being the 2 seed. You think if they hosted Buffalo, well, I mean, Josh Allen turned the ball over a lot against Denver. So, I mean,
That's true.
yeah.
Maybe.
Could have been a different game if they hosted Buffalo instead of Houston, but
The wild card round, Allen was daggers against Jacksonville, who I think had a better defensive unit overall than the Patriots this year. So, I mean, what ended up being the difference maker? Why did the Chargers drop to the 7th? I think it's because they just didn't play. They didn't try to beat the Broncos, and they were just content on.
They're okay with just making
Right.
it. They just wanted to clinch no matter what. They were kind of
They had
like
already
the Packers.
clinched a
They had
playoff
just got-
berth,
yeah.
and so at that point they didn't want to risk Herbert's health. So, I mean, like, at that point, like, yeah, Buffalo, like, just because the Chargers had nothing to play for, that probably benefited the Patriots. Like, if that was Buffalo coming in there round 1, would we have been seeing a different result? I think it might have been closer, at least. And then, or like, let's just say Buffalo doesn't pull off that comeback against Jacksonville. And, like, what if the Jags go in there? Still might have been a different outcome. Just two better offensive line units and some better quarterback play, at least in this postseason.
Yeah. So, I mean, either way, once the Bills won their matchup, they probably would have put the same level of work to Aaron Rodgers. So, I mean, even if they hosted Pittsburgh instead of LA, still kind of get the easier matchup. They would have had to play Buffalo if the Steelers won.
Oh, yeah. So, I don't know. A lot of hypotheticals, a lot of what ifs. But I think
sometimes you need luck, man. Sometimes you need luck.
I'll say, though, I mean, Seattle is by far the best team the Patriots are going to have played all season. I mean, the Seahawks are dominant. So, I mean, the thing's going to be like, do you want to risk blitzing Sam Darnold? And because I feel like it'll be tough for them to get pressure with just 4. And I mean, even though like the Seahawks kind of struggled to run the ball in this game, like Darnold still lit it up. It's gonna be an intriguing matchup. And then on that other side, I mean, like I feel like Drake May cannot be as passive as he is. He's gonna have to take some chances. He's gonna have to be aggressive and try to make some plays and rear its ugly head again. You know,
I know, because
I just don't think
Seattle's loaded.
Like Seattle you're just not going to be able to limit them as much offensively. I mean, they 41-31 in the postseason. And before we get into this matchup, let's just take a look at what Seattle, what they went through just down the stretch of their season. Because I mean, they had a pretty crazy run. Just, I mean, their final few weeks, they got a bit more of a surging Panthers team. I think this was when the Panthers were playing a bit better, and it was in Carolina. That was a tough one. That was after they pulled off that crazy comeback on Thursday night against the Rams. They were playing a Colts team that still, despite having Phillip Rivers, still had a lot to play for. And then they beat the 49ers in Santa Clara and then just demolished them in the first round of the divisional round of the playoffs.
And a really tough playoff run because you got back-to-back games against division rivals. So it's already that much more of a tough game, adding on to the pressure of it being one and done playoff. I mean, they've definitely proven themselves. Definitely the best team in the NFC. I mean, the dark side defense, people are debating right now if this defense is better than the Legion of Boom.
Man, I think the Legion of Boom is still better. Like the dark side defense is good, and they've made some big plays, but I like the Legion of Boom. Like
it was different. That was different.
This is gonna pain me to say this, but they took the greatest offense to potentially ever take the field in NFL history and just put them under their knee.
It was belt.
Them for 4
that was belt.
It was brutal to watch. It's a day I try to forget, but I can never because it lives in infamy. So I think the Legion of Boom is still better, but the dark side's definitely up there, man.
This whole team is stacked. Leonard Williams and Will Sousa Beast, Kobe Bryant, Rick Woolen, Marcus Lawrence, Josh Joby, Julian Love, Byron Murphy, Ernest Jones. I mean, it's just stacked.
Guys,
it's just stacked.
They're making playmakers all over the field. And just one of the greatest young defensive minds we got in the game, and Mike McDonald. Like he's the turnaround with this team, man. Like he filling in for first of all, the pressure to be filling in for a coach like Pete Carroll, like you're his replacement, like a guy who won the franchise's first ever Super Bowl, consistently was taking them to the playoffs for, I mean, basically his entire tenure for the most part. And like to come in your first 2 seasons in the regular season go 24-10 and also win 2 playoff games. So you're 26-10 overall and 2-0 in the postseason, number 1 seed going back to the Super Bowl. Pretty impressive, man.
And I mean,
also, I just want show of hands. Who just thinks the Super Bowl should be, Rams Seahawks part 4, and if the Rams win, then we go to a final best of 5 series.
I like it.
So first to 3 wins.
I like it.
Is the actual NFL champion, because I mean, come on, bro. These games, cinematic, all of them. Even the 21-19 game where Darnold threw 4 interceptions. There was drama and intrigue in that game, and the
game was really good.
It's still the Seahawks had a shot, but they had to kick a super long field goal that they just barely missed. Then they pull off this sick comeback and force an overtime. They get a wild call to go their way. and they pull off this overtime victory to beat LA. And then this game, I know the NFC Championship, just two quarterbacks dueling, dude. Like Sam Darnold put the big game allegations to bed, I think, because this was the biggest game of his career. Didn't get a whole lot out of his running game, and he was daggers, man. 25 of 36, 346 yards, 3 touchdowns. I mean, he was most of their offense. I mean, Stafford on the other side with 374 and 3 touchdowns. You had two wide receiver ones just popping off. JSN 10 for 153 and a touchdown. Puka had 9 catches for 165 and a TD. This was just peak football here. Shout out Jake Bobo catching a touchdown as well, and Cooper Kupp getting into the end zone, man.
So it's been a lot of the defense, dude, but I mean, Sam Darnold and Clint Kubiak's connection has been absolutely beautiful because we're talking about 4 down linemen. This highlight here reminded me of this play because it's just beautiful. And that Jake Bobo touchdown, beautiful play calling right there from Clint Kubiak. And him trusted to run the show, them making that hire last year, really good for them. And picking up Sam Darnold. You got solid guy that could just be a pocket passer. But this first touchdown, 4 down linemen, and they're running obviously their zone, too high shell. They're coming out that look like most of the time the Rams are. And easy zone beating play in the red zone with your outside man with the outbreaker. Motion over Jackson Smith and Jigba to the backfield for a deep corner route right on the pylon. And then you had their tight end on a post across the middle to clear out that zone. Wide open in that little pocket in the end zone. JSN just pops out. And he came out motion from the far right side of the field, wasn't even really on the camera angle, into the backfield. I mean, they got trickery in there. They got the motion, got zone beaters, man beaters. I mean, everything.
We've been preaching this all year, but like the way that the Seahawks throw the ball out of their heavy personnel, their 12 and 13 personnel, it's just been insane. Like that's been part of the reason they've just been so dominated. Like they're just gonna put you in these awkward situations where it's like, well, do I bring in heavier personnel, but then like I have less help on the back end, and it's like they're just like they see the looks that they give you, and they either attack you through the air or on the ground if you're not gonna, depending on the looks that you give, and they've just been so effective and so good at calling that all season.
Gets you. It's a lot of just that tight bunch. Even if they don't have 2 tight ends, they're just an 11. It is still a tight bunch set where they're playing in a phone booth either way. It's like if you do give them the right look, Sam Darnold's good enough pre-snap now at this point in his career where, I mean, he's just gonna, if they got hat on hat for a run, I mean, you're running the ball, you're taking the yards.
Yeah. And I mean, it helps when you can have less wide receivers on the field when your wide receiver one is Jackson Smith and Jigba. Like
oh yeah.
I mean, like you they want to get him the ball, and it doesn't matter. Like he is such an elite route runner. He's so quick coming out of that break and off of those. His footwork is just impeccable. It's like, I mean, like teams, they try to bracket him. They try to send help. He's just so creative. He's got such a great feel for where those soft spots are. And like him and Sam Darnold, I mean, despite only playing for 1 year together, really have a great connection, man. And it's tough. Like when you have less defensive backs out there too, because like, oh, they're in that heavy personnel look. Like he is just going to be that much tougher to contain. And I mean, this was really, who do you give the nod to as the best receiver in the NFL this year? Is it JSN or is it Puka? I mean, it's tough. I mean, JSN led the league in receiving yards with in the regular season with 1,793. He had 119 catches and 10 touchdowns. So that was pretty good. Puka's stats, he was second in the league in receiving with 1,715. Led the league in receptions with 129 and also had 10 touchdowns. I mean, I think at this point, it's 1A and 1B. They're both the best. It's just like, and that it's really more of just a matter of your personal preference.
Yeah.
On where you put them. I think I'd probably go JSN 1A, Puka 1B, just because JSN's got a little bit more speed. But like that, like Puka makes up for his lack of like top end speed with just like
power and his size and just like ability to run after the catch. And he's still just despite not having top end speed, just still such an elite route runner. At the top of his class, these two guys. And I mean, Puka almost saved the game there. Found himself one-on-one against Tariq Woolen right after he got that taunting penalty running up the Rams sideline. Quick double move. Man, that almost lost the game for Seattle right there. That almost brought the Rams right back into it. And the Rams, who had a pretty decent lead in this one, it was 23-10 at one point.
Yeah, I think the one thing that really did the Rams in though was the Xavier Smith muffed kick, because I was like, you were down 4 points, looking to potentially go and take the lead, and then all of a sudden you were down 11. They just couldn't quite.
They couldn't get past those special teams problems all day. He almost muffed one earlier on. I mean, Seattle is okay kicking it to that guy.
Right. I was like the Rams, for how good they were on both sides of the ball and how elite Matthew Stafford played all season. The special teams just could not. It did them in, man. Even after they moved on from the special teams coordinator, it was really a special teams play that did them in this one. I mean, obviously they failed to convert on fourth down, and when they had to go for it in the fourth quarter, they were 1 of 8 on third down, so they weren't very good on third down in general. But I think that was really the play that buried them. They just weren't able to quite overcome after the 2-score deficit, because Sam Darnold and the Seahawks offense they were just dialed in at that point. And it was one of those games where it's like, you just had if you lost the momentum, you just kind of needed the momentum going into the end of the game there. And Seattle had it with that home crowd behind them. I mean, like I saw somebody suggest something like just so moronic about how playoff games all of them need to be at neutral sites. And I was like,
oh,
what are you talking about? Like that was such
seeding doesn't even matter.
Right. That was such an electric game too, because of the 12s, man. Like they were like, man, they were complaining about the crowd noise. I'm like, you people don't even like football.
Yeah.
Like, what are you?
You're watching the wrong sport. Go watch tennis.
Yeah, like go watch tennis. Go watch golf. Like this is what home field advantage. The fans getting fired up and rowdy.
Like, even then, there was a player recently that was complaining in tennis because their opponent was celebrating after scoring, saying,
"Yeah, I saw at the Australian Open." So I'm like, dude, yeah, their argument is like, nobody wants to watch a game where it's harder for one team to communicate. And it's like, that's exactly what we want to watch. Like that's what makes winning games in the regular season and getting home field advantage so impactful, because you come into this. I mean, like, and also like sometimes like having that weather advantage, like it's cool. Like Like, even though the AFC Championship game was low scoring, like that blizzard coming down was just like, and watching them try to go out there and get a victory. And that, man, it was thrilling. Like, I just don't want people it to be football to be in a soulless dome and like for the
Exactly. The NFL would not be as popular as it is today without moments like that in the AFC Championship where we got a full-on blizzard.
right weather.
That's what I
games.
wanted. I was literally talking about we're getting all this late snow this year. Broncos could be the 1 seed and host a crazy blizzard playoff game. Like, I would love to see that. I was waiting for that.
Good news is we're going to get to play the Broncos will be playing the Patriots next year. So hopefully Bo's healthy and we can get our get back. It won't be as satisfying as beating them in the AFC Championship, but it is what it is. Well, congratulations to Rams and Seahawks. They both had a fantastic season. Rams, we were looking at their cap space. I mean, it's not too bad. They have the 7th.
Them and Seattle.
Yeah, them and Seattle are both top 10 in terms of total cap space. Could shift slightly as teams work some things and as the new league year kicks in, like the new part of the contracts will take place. But right now they're projected to be around, $76 million for Seattle and $56 million for LA. So
with an average player age of 27 years old for each of those teams.
Not bad.
That's nuts.
All right. Looking ahead to Seahawks, Patriots, rather. I think Seattle's, they match up a lot better. Obviously, they've got, I think, the better defensive unit. The Patriots their defense has been playing a lot better. Again, it's like how much of that is them being of the unit improving and how much of that is the quality of opponent.
Oh, yeah.
Like I said, that all year, though, they have been really good against the run. And again, in the postseason, that defensive front, Milton Williams, Christian Barmore, those guys are run stuffers at the defensive tackle position. So, yeah, that'll be the big thing, is try to not let Kenneth Walker get going. And then it's going to be a crazy matchup with Christian Gonzalez on JSN. That'll be the matchup to watch.
It's interesting.
How are they going to contain him? And then on the flip side, yeah, if you're the Seahawks, I think you can. Try to get aggressive. Like, try to force Drake May to make some tough throws. I think play a lot of man coverage. That's the Broncos definitely were playing a lot of man.
I believe they can do it.
Send some blitzes. They were definitely struggling against, even against some 4-man blitzes, they were struggling against that. I think the big thing for Seattle, though, is don't break contain. I think it's more important to keep Drake May in the pocket, even if you don't sack him, than to let him break contain. Like, I don't know if you want to be wasting a spy on him all game. Definitely spy him a little bit.
Well, they do have to do that a little bit just to eliminate him running up the middle.
Right.
Because when the pocket does break down and he gets a gap to run straight up the middle, that's when he is really dangerous on the run.
Right. Like, if you're Byron Murphy and you're Leonard Williams, the bigger thing is keep him in front of you and keep and then if you're those edges, don't try to go so far upfield, right? Like, you don't give him a gap, because that's been where he's been the deadliest running the football, is just getting a gap or something like that. So,
yeah. And my prediction here, Nick Emonwari, Super Bowl MVP.
Oh, really?
I think exactly like you're saying, stack the box and freaking blitz this dude. Go out there and nickel and let this dude fly around and get 1,000,000 tackles, get after Drake May, get in the backfield on Stevenson and Henderson. Dude, I think he could have a freaking day. This is like a dream matchup for him, I feel like, because I trust the rest of this defense to guard their receivers. and just let him have a field day and make the tackles that they need to, and just load the box. Like Kayshon Boutte, I think he's getting locked down. I think Demario Douglas getting locked down.
Yeah, Surtain and Riley, I mean, both did a good job of locking up Boutte all game. And I mean, like Diggs didn't even really hurt them down the field. Like it was all like
he had what 17 yards in the AFC Championship and was crying in the post game interview.
Yeah,
freaking Stephon Diggs is going to get clamped up.
So, right, I think Seattle, they're gonna want to make May uncomfortable and put a lot of pressure on him and try to force him to make some throws. Because I mean, like when the Texans got after him, like he had trouble protecting the football, and I mean, like he's gonna have to be a little bit more aggressive, right? Because I don't think Seattle, if you can score points, like that's gonna benefit you. You're probably gonna be able to force turnovers too. You kind of like the Patriots can't just sit back and wait for the Seahawks to beat themselves. They're too good to.
That's
too good to do that.
Yeah.
They're not going to have they don't have a backup quarterback in. So Darnold's been doing that at a high level. My Super Bowl MVP prediction is Sam Darnold. I think he throws 3 touchdowns and also has a clutch scramble on 3rd down to pick up a huge first down, which will be like kind of the crowning moment of his MVP performance. I mean, I think it'll just be the script writers, man. It'll be too tempting for them to not,
That's true.
For them to not give, the guy that was labeled a draft bust to from draft bust to Super Bowl MVP. Like, what a crazy turnaround that would be. But
You'd love to see it.
Drop some predictions. Who do you guys think is
looks like we both got Seattle though
going to win the Super Bowl? I'm on the Hawks. Like I said, I mean, I think they're the best team the Patriots are going to play all year. And I even with how good my Broncos were looking, like if you were to just ask me from a what's the word I'm looking for? Just like a neutral point of view, basically. I'll take my fandom out of the equation. I would have said that the winner of the Super Bowl winner was going to be from the NFC again. The NFC was just much more of a gauntlet. I think you were just going to have, I mean, like the teams that were going to get there were just going to have to go through. We're going to be in much tighter competition and have to overcome a lot more adversity. And so whether it was the Rams or the Seahawks, I was, my neutral point of view would be that they would have probably won, but let us know who you guys think is going to win. We're going to go ahead and we'll hit another music break. When we come back, we'll take a look at some of the all-pro teams plus the NFL honors. Awards are coming up, so we'll take a look at who are some of our finalists there. And just finish recapping what's been a really entertaining NFL season. So don't go anywhere. You're watching Till the Final Whistle right here on Military Broadcast Radio.
Been a little crazy, and I haven't had much time. It gets me the more you're on my mind. Thought of you and the things you do got me spinning. Never thought I'd find someone who sees things the way I do. Never thought I'd find this love till I ran into you. Filled the hole in my soul and got me spinning. Got me spinning around and round.
Small steps still get you to big places. Keep paddling.
Whenever things get rough or it feels like you're at the edge, remember this: storms pass.
Tough times don't last, but tough people do.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you are looking live at Till the Final Whistle, and let's get straight to it. We got the all-pro teams, the all-rookie teams dropped, and I mean, this is more important than the Pro Bowl. This is more important than the Pro Bowl selections, in my opinion. This is where the real dogs are at.
I'm still white. The green screen can't even detect me.
Maybe we just gotta go. I gotta turn on these other lights for us and get the lighting better.
I'm just pasty. Oh God.
The same thing was happening to Joel on Friday.
Oh, we're shiny. We're reflective. Nothing we can do about it.
Let me get these full rosters pulled up here.
What do you want to start with? The all-pro teams?
Let's do the all-pro teams. Unfortunately, though, the biggest news on the all-rookie teams is that Cam Ward got the first-team quarterback. He played the whole year. Makes a lot of sense. Tyler Shook, he's easily going to be the second-team all-rookie quarterback. I mean, playing 8 games and being a
maybe Shador
stat leader. Yeah, at this point, they might give it to freaking Dylan Gabriel.
Brady Cook, Quinn Ewers. Throw one of those guys about. All right, well, let's start with our all-pro teams. First team, gonna go with Matthew Stafford. I think that's pretty fair. He should
easy money.
He should win MVP as well. So I mean, you got to put the MVP as the first team all-pro. Bijan Robinson as first team all-pro running back. I think that's the right decision there.
That's fair.
Definitely.
Jahmyr Gibbs, very close second there.
Gibbs is a close second, but I think Bijan, I think he's clearly the best running back in the NFL. You look at his production, his speed, his ability to catch the ball. I mean, he can run in between the tackles. He can run outside. He can catch the ball. He's so explosive. And I mean, he's a guy who can turn a routine inside zone into like an 80-yard touchdown. You know,
he's one of the fastest dudes in the league. I mean, I've never actually really, I mean, he's so athletic on his cuts. And I don't know if you've ever really seen, like, he's just so sharp and quick. Like the quickness of all of his movements. You're like watching a flash.
He's so fast, it makes other dudes look like they're jogging.
Yeah. That's how fast this dude is.
It's wild. Now, the all-purpose player on the all-pro team does go to Christian McCaffrey. Good little nod to him there. I mean, the pioneer of the dual threat, do-it-all type of back. The pass catching, run block, or pass blocking, pass protecting, and running the football type of running back. McCaffrey was the archetype for that. So he gets the nod as the all-purpose player for the all-pro team. Wide receivers, Puka Nacua, JSN. I mean, obviously, those guys were the two best in the league all season. Jamar Chase as number 3.
I mean, JSN, Puka, unanimous. Yeah. I mean, there's nobody else.
I think the only guy I might make an argument for over Jamar Chase, maybe Pickens, but I think Chase was just, you could just tell he's much more of a dynamic player. I mean, he only had 17 less yards and 1 less touchdown than Pickens. And that was with a bit of a carousel at quarterback for a good chunk of the season as well. All right, then we got our tight end. It's going to be Trey McBride. I mean, obviously.
Easily.
Got to just give McBride another shout. So among all pass catchers, not just tight ends, Trey McBride was 6th in total yards with 1,239. He caught 11 touchdowns, and he was 2nd in the league in receptions with 126. So, unreal.
This was just with like
Unreal
crappy
production out of
offensive
him.
unit.
I mean, he was
balling. He was the best player on one of the worst offenses.
All right, then we have our offensive linemen. We're going to get Garrett Bowles, Joe Tooney, Creed Humphrey, Quinn Miners, Penei Sewell. I don't hate that. That's
a pretty good all-pro line. I like that.
I'm just gonna go check what was his name. Linderbaum, that's what it was. Might be, I don't know. I feel like he might be able to go in over Humphrey.
He could definitely get the nod over him.
But I think the line, I mean, those guys were all pretty dominant this year. And now, I mean, you got to imagine one of those guys is going to win Protector of the Year, the new award that the NFL's rolled out. So
I think got to give that thing to Quinn, man. Miners is a freaking beast, man.
Yeah, he was a brick wall all season. All right. Your edge rushers. That's going to be Myles Garrett, Will Anderson Jr., and Micah Parsons. No.
I like that.
Could Nick Bonito be first team?
He definitely kind of got snubbed from. Was he in the Pro Bowl?
He was in the Pro Bowl.
Okay.
Obviously, they only picked 3 just edge rushers in general.
I mean, honestly, with how much talent's there, I feel like it's very close between these guys, between all these guys.
Like Myles obviously had to. He broke the sack record.
You got to get him.
I like Nick Bonito. Like Nick could have been up there. I'm just like Will Anderson and Micah. That's where it's a little like both of those guys, while we're fantastic players, Micah 12.5 sacks, Will Anderson at 12 sacks. I mean, why not Daniil Hunter, Will Anderson's counterpart? He had 15. No Brian Burns.
Yeah.
He had 16.5. I mean,
did he make it for the outside linebacker? Well, he probably didn't because
they don't yet. Like, see, the linebackers are just like your traditional linebackers. It's not like you don't have defensive end and outside linebacker. It's just guys that are edge rushers.
Huh. Well, on the Pro Bowl, Brian Burns was as the outside linebacker. Yeah. So, it's just a linebacker. Okay.
He's not here. The linebackers are just Jack Campbell and Jordan Brooks, who both led the NFL in tackles, so that makes sense.
That's fair.
But yeah.
Yeah, man. Maybe throw Nick Bonito in there.
Like
even Daniil Hunter.
Micah and Will have fantastic seasons. And they're fantastic players. There's no denying that. But I'm just like, when you're talking about, I mean, they're out in there as edge rushers, like so that those are guys that rush the passer off the edge. And wouldn't it kind of make sense that the top 3 guys in sacks this season go ahead of them? I mean, guys that had, 3-4 more sacks than they did this year. That's where I'm like, seems a little like it seems like you're judging this mostly just on your ability to rush the passer. So I guess unless you're like counting, if total pressures or pressure rate means more than actual sacks and getting the quarterback on the ground. That one, that's a category where I'm like that. I don't know if that one makes a ton of sense. Interior linemen.
We got to get those stats. I got to figure out how to get those stats in for the show.
Interior linemen, we got Jeffrey Simmons, and Zach Allen.
Good duo right there.
I think so, man.
Good duo.
Guys were both beasts against the run and rushing the passer. It was like how many times like either somebody would have to like Benito or Cooper get some pressure off the edge and they think they could step up, and nope, Zach Allen was right there. And then I mean Simmons, like he recorded 11 sacks despite not really having an elite pass edge rusher on his team with him, which makes that all the more impressive what he did.
Kind of seeing a trend now. Zach Allen, Keyshawn Nixon on here. Couple of guys that were on my little what was my little segment called last year, where I was just covering some guys that were balling out. What was that? Got a couple of guys I was talking about on that segment that are, having a little bit of a breakout season.
No, I know it's true.
Kendre Miller a little bit before the ACL was looking pretty nice. 3 guys that,
You're calling it, caveman.
pretty solid predictions. No, I just want, if I get the Amawari MVP, Super Bowl MVP, then I'll be feeling good.
You might be a prophet. All right. Well, I definitely have a problem with the first team corners. There's no PS2. It's Derek Slingley and Quinyon Mitchell.
What the?
I mean, both guys were fantastic. I still think Patrick Surtain should have been first team All-Pro. I guess maybe because he missed a few games with injuries. He was out 4 games with
if we're just throwing in second year corners up in the All-Pro, like let's get Kool-Aid in there. Like
Quinyon was locked down. Like those guys were both shut down corners. And maybe I'm a little biased, but I still think like Patrick's probably still the best corner in football.
I just feel like there's like still better guys, I feel like, than Quinyon Mitchell. Like he had a good year. Like their whole unit had a pretty solid season too, but I don't know, each of them have also had like their weaknesses, and that wild card game, he was getting attacked. He did bounce back, get the pick, but there's a few moments where you can go after these guys. I mean, when Patrick Surtain was thrown at one-on-one coverage in big moments, he came down, got the pick. 50-50 chance, and I mean that guy got it.
People don't test them often. Then your slot corner was Cooper DeJean for the All-Pro. I mean, again, this might be biased, but I think like Jaquan McMillan had a fantastic season. J-Mac, as we call him.
They got so much hate. They get so much hate for getting the All-Pro nods. Like from like the media, not even just like online, from like fans. Like the Eagles get a lot of hate, and guys popping out.
I think
All-Pro and Pro Bowl selections.
I think it was somebody on the Chargers. They had if I remember correctly, they had a really good slot corner. Although maybe I'm thinking of somebody from years. What was this guy's name? Oh, yeah. Still was pretty good this season, but I don't know if he was better than what's his name? Cooper DeJean. But he was really good as a slot corner. Tarheeb still. Yeah, that's tough. There aren't like a ton of slot corners that really come to mind. Like I guess DeJean's really the big name that jumps out for a lot of people, I suppose. I mean, then obviously you have McMillan. I don't know if there's anybody else you could really think of that might be able to go in over DeJean.
DeJean, I think, is fair at the slot corner spot. It's really just there's a lot. I feel like there's a few guys we could probably put over Quinyon Mitchell for at least for the first team All Pro. But I don't really mind it. I was just mainly more confused because I feel like the Eagles get so much hate and that they like all throughout the year.
Well, you just gotta look up the Guantanamo Bay files. He was crazy. I think like he definitely was. It's not like he wasn't super undeserving. I just feel like I think Patrick Surtain was is still a little bit better. We're gonna get to our safeties though. That's Kyle Hamilton, Kevin Byard. Yeah, I think that's pretty fair. Byard was had the nose for the football, best safety at turning the ball over. Hamilton is just like the most well-rounded safety, hybrid linebacker type of player. You got Will Reichert as your place kicker.
Like that. Jordan Stout, punter.
That's kind of confusing. But Will Reichert. I would have like Cam Little.
Yeah.
I mean, he set an NFL record and his accuracy was insane. Like, I don't believe. Let me just pull up his full stats. Like, I feel like it'd have to be Cam Little.
Yeah.
Like, Reichert was good, but I just think Cam did like way more. I mean, he was 88% on the year. So he's 30 of 34 kicking his field goals. 98%, only missed one extra point. Kicked a long of 68, contributed to 148 or 140 points for his team. So I mean, he set an NFL record. Also kicked a 67-yard field goal.
What's Rijkaard's stats?
So I mean, like, unless Will Reichert was like literally perfect.
I was saying this guy, he must have been just an absolute straight up ace. Yeah, pretty much. 9,400.
Yeah, didn't miss any of his extra points. Only missed 2 field goals all year. Hit a long of 62. Did contribute 10 less points. So I don't know. I feel like one of Cam, like, I wish there was a way to, or I wish ESPN would like show you which kicks were blocked, or that like a blocked kick wasn't counted the same as like a missed kick,
That's true. Is that 2 different stats, or is that?
No, like if field goal gets blocked, it just counts as a miss for a kicker, but it's like that could be any number of factors, That's not always necessarily his fault. Punter Jordan Stout. I'm going to be honest. I'm not too hemmed in on punter stats this year. So
yeah, I mean, there's plenty of them that were punting a lot this year. I mean,
this one I'll trust the voters on this one.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
But let me know, Will Reichert or Cam Little? I would have gone with Cam Little. Ray Davis as your kick returner. I mean,
it's this new kickoff is bull crap, and half the time they just kick a touchback anyways. Still, so
I want to see where. Let's look at like our top return teams, if they have that. Maybe they don't. Well, if you keep going, I'm gonna try to find that.
It's like they really do. I don't know. They gotta at least adapt this new kickoff a little bit, because a lot of the time teams still end up just kicking out of the back of the end zone, even if you do end up giving up that 10 extra more yards on the touchback. More often than not, I mean, it hasn't really changed much besides limit the injuries a bit. It's not really changing anything for returning much at all. I do like this rookie punt returner, DK, getting in as the first timer. That's perfect.
So DK is a punt returner. I mean, I think he had 2 punt return touchdowns. Looking at the kickoffs, I mean, in terms of kick returns, why is Ray Davis the first team, dude? He is 12 in terms of total yardage.
What?
He did have a touchdown, but like 31 returns for 943 yards and a 97-yard touchdown return. Like Kevontae Turpin had nearly 2,000 return yards, only averaging 4 less yards a return. Shamiri DK could have also been your kick return leader. He did return 2 punts for a touchdown. Or Charlie Jones, if you want to give it to a guy that had the touchdown, had more return yards and more return attempts than Ray Davis. So I mean, I feel like they just threw it to a guy that had a touchdown on a notable team.
Yeah. In 12th in the yards.
Okay, he was actually 7th. He was 12th in total returns, 7th in total yards.
Yeah, still, I mean, Turpin they're getting scored on so much. I mean, he's getting the opportunity to return some kicks back.
That's true. Maybe they factored that into it. And then, you got DK, all-pro punt returner. He only had 398 return yards. He was 13th in total returns. But if we look at his return yards, he was 2nd with 2 touchdowns. Marvin Mims was 1st in total return yards with a touchdown. A couple of guys with multiple punt return touchdowns. Jalen Lane, I believe he's a rookie as well. Parker Washington ran 2 back. Marcus Jones, Isaiah Williams, another rookie for the Jets. Solid year for punt returners, honestly.
It was more exciting than this new kickoff BS that they got. Just watch the punt return felt like the new kickoff.
Shamiri DK, the all-pro, just returner in general. He should have been both because, I mean, he had almost 1,600 kick return yards and basically 400 punt return yards. So, I mean, right at 2,000 total return yards and 2 touchdowns. He was a return beast.
So, honestly, there's some pretty nasty gunners, some pretty good coverage units this year. Who's that dude, Schooler?
Special teamer Devin Key. He was the all-pro from the Broncos. Yeah, then Schooler was balling out for the Patriots.
That dude's a beast.
There. And then you get to our long snapper, Ross Matzik. So that's the first team. Overall, I feel like it's pretty good. Definitely some points where I'm like, this feels like they're picking more based off of popularity than anything. Like the edge rushers, I'm like, production-wise versus who had the most production versus who you picked. Not a huge gap, but there's a gap there. And then the returners, maybe there's some more deserving people there. Same with the corners. I think you can't really argue with the linebackers when you're picking Jordan Brooks, Jack Campbell. Those guys had the most tackles out of anybody. They did the number one job of a linebacker. Should we take a look at the second team, Caveman?
Let's check it out.
All right. We got Draketh May. I mean, yeah, I'll give it to him.
He got beat out by Stafford.
Yeah.
Fair enough, though.
He's going to be the MVP runner-up, so second team also makes sense for him. James Cook as running back number 2, or as second team running back. I'm okay with this. He led the league in rushing yards. Had a ton of touchdowns as well. Was just like super highly productive. I think the Bills were the number one total rushing offense. He was second in the league in average yards per attempt, 12 touchdowns as well.
He was a
Third in
beast,
total
man.
carries. Yeah, he was a beast.
Somebody in the stream when we did our live draft told me to pick James Cook, and I said I'm going to listen to the chat. I'm going to take James Cook. He said that he's a yards monster, a touchdown machine, and I picked James Cook, and I had 3 running backs in the 4th round.
Dude, you had James Cook and Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yep.
I think you also had somebody else who was really good.
I had Bucky.
Yeah.
For 1 week, I had Rico Dowdle that I picked up, and he was at my flex. And then later on in the season, while I was in the playoffs and the championship, I had RJ Harvey.
Yeah, you just had
I had the running backs this year.
Yeah, Cooks and Gibbs carried you to that, or carried you through some good weeks. I mean, the rest of your team was pretty solid too. They just weren't nearly as
They carried me through Dak and Baker's trash performances in the last weeks of the season.
They had some monster weeks. So, yeah, Cooks will be highly sought after in fantasy football, that's for sure. Yeah. So, cool with him winning, with him being the All-Pro second team back. Patrick Ricard's going to be your fullback. Sure, that makes sense. Your receivers, George Pickens, Amon-Ra, Chris Olave.
Yeah. All right. Right. Beautiful. This dude, all that adversity, man. He'd love to see it.
So Bijan, he gets to be first team All-Pro running back and then second team All-Purpose.
God damn.
Dude's just a beast. I mean, he is. I mean, we just look at what he did total on the year. So the rushing stats, 287 carries, put up almost 1,500 yards on the ground. He had 1,478, averaging 4.2 a carry, 5.2 a carry, and 7 touchdowns. And then receiving, though, he also had 79 receptions for 820 yards and 4 touchdowns. So that's well over 400 touches and over 2,000 scrimmage yards. Guy was just a monster.
He's definitely a beast. That Chris Olave clip right there. That's the start of an edit. That's the start of an edit right there.
Mm-hmm. Well deserved, man. What was Chris's final stats on the season? They were. Well, let's peep what Olave did. Let's just give him a proper shout out. All right, so 8th in the league in receiving yards. He had 100 catches for 1,163 yards and 9 touchdowns.
Beautiful.
Yeah, he was pretty elite.
What it was. He had 1,000-yard season with 100+ receptions, and almost got. If he just had one more touchdown, he would have made it to another league of receivers in our franchise. I mean, what a year. Man, I was getting hospital balls all year long. Was thinking about ending his career early, and just finally got a head coach that can just feed the beast, keep him protected. Once Rashid Shaheed left, man, I mean, that was our main receiving threat, and he still is eating up. The end of the year, Kellen Moore was like, man, let's just give this guy the ball. It's fine any way that we can. We're gonna try to get Chris Olave the ball. Building up for next season.
All right. Then we're gonna go offensive line and the tight ends. Kyle Pitts, second team all for the tight end position there. You know what? Screw it. I'm happy with that. Kyle Pitts balled out, especially late in the year.
Bounce back season. I'll give it to him. Give it to him. You get it from Caveman today.
So left tackle and left guard, it's going to be Trent Williams at tackle, Quentin Nelson at guard, Aaron Brewer, good shout there. He was really good for the Dolphins at center. Chris Lindstrom at right guard for Atlanta, and Darnell Wright, right tackle from Chicago. Is your offensive line.
Okay.
Pretty solid there. No complaints there. Those guys were all pretty good. Edge rushers, and here we go. Like Brian Burns, Daniil Hunter, and Aiden Hutchinson.
That's your second team? Okay, now I see what you're saying. Maybe they got all the guys that led in sacks.
Like, why are they behind Will? Like, they had
That
more
doesn't
sacks.
make any sense.
And that, like, you're picking them as edge rushers.
That doesn't make any sense.
Like, obviously Garrett has to be first team. But then why isn't it Burns and Daniil Hunter? If you're putting them on second team, they might as well be on first team. They had more sacks. And then your second team, Hutchinson, Micah Parsons, Will Anderson. Even though Benito should be there. But like, there you go. I don't know what they were thinking with this. It doesn't make a lot of sense. Your interior lineman, Leonard Williams, Cam Hayward. Was Hayward really that good this year?
I mean, JJ Watt did miss some time.
I mean,
or TJ Watt, sorry.
I'd even say
I don't know.
I would give like Chris Jones the nod beforehand. Also, like Jalen Carter. Where's he at? Like, he's not an All-Pro.
Yeah, he's the Pro Bowl starter, but he didn't even get anywhere close to any of the All-Pro teams. That doesn't even make any sense.
Like, I just don't like. Yeah, Jones, Cam Hayward.
It's like they got this one backwards.
What was that guy's name? Yeah, Puna Ford on the Chargers. He was he went to the.
He's on the Patriots, right?
No,
he's on the Rams.
He was on the Chargers. Did he go to the Rams? Like, he's on one of the LA teams. Yeah, okay, he's on the Rams now. Okay, maybe I'm thinking of his when he was with the Chargers, he was a little bit more dominant, but I think Jalen Carter's got to be in there over Cam Hayward at least, man. What the heck? All right, well, your second team linebackers, Devin Lloyd, Ernest Jones. And honestly, if you're looking for just overall play, you can maybe make the case that they should be flip-flopped with Jordan Brooks and Jack Campbell. These guys are absolute tackle machines. I think Devin Lloyd and Ernest Jones a bit better. They were like the top two linebackers in terms of interceptions. Definitely better coverage guys and better at forcing turnovers. A little less effective like against the run and just in terms of racking up total tackles. So I think you could, depending on what you value more out of a linebacker, you could really make the case to flip-flop your second and first all pros. Either way, I think that they got the right four guys, though. The right four are all pros. Just where they're put,
yeah,
could be a little different. So then, for some reason, they've only got, or I guess their two corners are going to be Pat Surtain and Devin Witherspoon. So at least Surtain got the second team All-Pro nod. A little surprised that Christian Gonzalez didn't get on here, though. I mean,
yeah,
I think he was. Witherspoon was really good for the Seahawks this year. Maybe you could have put Surtain up to second team, move Quignon
maybe
down
they
to second, and then actually put Christian Gonzalez over Quignon.
Maybe they took into account the matchups throughout the year as well, and maybe that strength of schedule might have hurt Christian Gonzalez's chances at the.
Wasn't like he was covering too many elite receivers this year. That's true.
It's a really good man-to-man corner, but if Bo Nix was out there, there was some separation created with him and Sutton. on a lot of plays where it ended up just breaking because of pressure in the pocket.
True.
It's like
Your slot corner is Derwin James. That's an interesting.
he's a Pro Bowl safety though.
But an all-pro corner. And that's an interesting decision there. We got your safeties are for second team Jesse Bates, Talanoa Hufanga, and Xavier McKinney. Good for Hufanga getting this shout out. He was a really great safety this year. Bates, again, doing it at a really high level back there for a resurgent Atlanta Falcons defense. And then, McKinney was also
that rookie that they got. I don't remember who it is off their defensive lineman, their edge rusher.
James Pierce.
Yeah, once they got him going, it was like they had a whole new life, man. They were able to get some really good pressure, and it just made everything a lot better.
All right. And then just to speed up so we're not running out of time, your place kicker, Brandon Aubrey, and what does it say? He's Dallas punter. Who made this website? Place kicker, Brandon Aubrey, Dallas punter. Not even remotely correct. Oh, they just have it set up horrendously. Your punter is Michael Dixon.
Oh,
place kicker is Brandon Aubrey. Why is punter not bold like the rest of the positions?
Yeah.
That's just whoever set up this list is an idiot. And for some reason on the second team, punter is just right next to the kicker. It's not below them.
I forgot to hit enter.
Yeah, somebody did. Michael Dixon is your punter. Sure, fair enough. Yeah, Aubrey again had a fantastic season. Just shocked Cam Little is not here.
I know. That's crazy.
Was
dude broke the record.
I mean, I feel like breaking an NFL record and still being, as accurate as he was deserves a little bit of recognition. What was Aubrey's stats? See, Aubrey was less accurate than Little.
He had a bunch of weird misses this year.
He was 36 of 42. So 85% to Little's 88%. And he missed more extra points. Oh, no, he missed the same amount of extra points. But I guess he scored 155 points for the Cowboys. Hit a long of 64. I don't know, man. Cam Little got robbed. He should have been an all-pro of some sorts.
Or just got some type of nod.
I know.
For breaking the record, man. What?
Kick returner, Kavontae Turpin. All right. Good for him there. Marcus Jones is your punt returner. Fair enough. He was fantastic. Oh, excuse me. Special teamer, Deshaun Phillips, and then Andrew DePola as your long snapper. There we go. Overall, I'd say the all-pro teams aren't terrible. Some questionable decisions. Some of that, but nothing that just makes you go, what the hell are they thinking? I don't think there's any major blunders. The edge rusher thing confuses me on why they.
Yeah, that's backwards.
Why they aren't flipped. Surtain not being first team. I think they got the skill position and the quarterback.
Yeah,
position's pretty good. The offensive lines are pretty good. So, we'll give it to them. Overall, not horrible. There's definitely been worse years or more confusing years. So, let's K-Man, I see you got that pulled up there. Let's take a look at some of these NFL honors finalists.
Hosted by John Hamm.
Let's give our predictions.
Here we go. This is okay. That's literally just an article about John Hamm. Wonderful.
It's all about John Hamm.
Wonderful. Here we go. The finalists for every award.
There we go.
MVP, Jesus Christ.
A giant Uber Eats ad.
All right. Trevor Lawrence, Drake May, Christian McCaffrey, Josh Allen, and Matthew Stafford are your finalists for MVP. Defensive Player of the Year.
Hold up. Go back. Let's drop our predictions here.
Oh,
so
okay,
who do you got? Who do you got for MVP?
I think they're going to give it to Stafford this year.
Yeah, I gotta go with Stafford. Do we want to do one more stat comparison side by side of Stafford and May?
Let's give the fans one more if anyone wants to drop in a prediction. I'm going with Stafford, though, man.
So Stafford on the season led the NFL in passing with 4,707 passing yards. He also had the most touchdowns with 46 to just 8 interceptions. He was 65% completion percentage on the year with a passer rating of 109, QBR of 71, which is fourth best in the NFL. Then Drake May did have the best completion percentage in the NFL with 72%. Also the number one QBR in the NFL, 77.1. He was fourth in passing yards with 4,394, 31 touchdowns to 8 interceptions. Passer rating of 113. And then his rushing stats this season, on 103 carries, he had 450 yards and 4 touchdowns. So I think it's still, Stafford threw 15 more touchdowns while having the same amount of interceptions.
Oh, yeah.
More passing yards. Obviously, May did a little bit more with his legs. And so overall, I think he had more total yards. I think it's got to be Stafford here.
Give it to Stafford. It's going to add for his little farewell tour next season, maybe. MVP strikes back. Rams coming back. Is it going to be the final season of Matthew Stafford? I mean, if he gets the MVP right here, does he just retire after that? It's like he's already got most of the accolades he needs. He was really good in Detroit, and then he finally got his playoff wins.
I don't know.
Got a Super Bowl.
Maybe he comes back for one last shot at a Super Bowl. So obviously that team, they're close. They're right there. They've got the cap space. They're going to have a number of draft picks. I didn't see any drop off in his play, but it's certainly getting close to, his time being up as a player. All right, what's our next award here?
Defensive Player of the Year finalists in no particular order: Will Anderson, Nick Bonito, Myles Garrett, Aiden Hutchinson, and Micah Parsons.
Nick Bonito, no bias.
I'm going with Myles Garrett.
No, obviously
record breaking.
Myles Garrett,
undeniably
set a record. He had some insane sack performances, and you just simply cannot block that guy one-on-one. He just is so disruptive as a defensive player. That's easiest slam dunk DPOY pick in my opinion. All right.
Offensive Player of the Year now.
Excuse me, jeez.
Drake May, Christian McCaffrey, Puka Nacua, Bijan Robinson, and Jackson Smith in Jigba. 5 finalists. I'm not sure the odds on these guys anymore. For a while there, I was really only paying attention to Tyler Shuck and just skyrocketed into the favorite.
All right. Can I tell you? I'm going to tell you who I think should win and who I think will win. So who I think is going to win versus who I think should win. I think Bijan should win it.
That's fair.
Maybe he in terms of the total yardage this guy was able to put up. He over 400 touches, over 2,000 scrimmage yards. The touchdown numbers may be a little low, only 11 total touchdowns. But I mean, he was just a monster catching and receiving the or catching and running the football. I think it's gonna go to JSN just for having the most yards, like, or maybe Puka. Like it's gonna go to like one of the two best receivers. Like I don't know if they'll lean more towards the guy that had more catches, but I think they'll go more towards the guy that had more yards. And then obviously they both had the same amount of touchdowns.
Now, who do you think is going to win it, though?
I think they'll give the nod to JSN just for having more yards and being on the better team.
That's who I think is probably going to win it as well. I mean, I think it's a well-deserved offensive rookie of the year, though. He's been a beast all season. One of the best top route runners in the league.
Definitely. Was on a playoff team as well. That usually, while these are supposed to be regular season awards, I think that also does factor in a little bit to the decision. I just think if you're like picking like the player that was like the most impactful as an offensive player, I think Bijan is your clear cut.
Oh yeah,
number one there.
Now for offensive rookie of the year, 5 finalists: Tyler Shuck, Tyler Shuck, Tyler Shuck, Tyler Shuck, and Tyler Shuck. If anyone is curious, though, you just got to head over to NFL.com/honors. Click on Rookie of the Year, Pepsi Offensive Rookie of the Year, and go ahead and click Tyler Shuck and vote now for the boys over here at Till the Final Whistle, because we got to get him. We got to get him the trophy. Come on now. But seriously, he's competing with Tedero McMillan, Travion Henderson, Emeka Egbuka, and Jackson Dart are the 5 finalists. I mean, I think and want Tyler Shuck to win. That is what I'm looking for.
Oh, it's not good. Just close that.
That was a crazy pop. Damn. Didn't even know how to react. Thought your whole laptop was just
like hijacked. Shit hijacked my screen there for a minute.
Holy crap!
All right, I think they're gonna give it to McMillan. Unfortunately,
he made the playoffs. I mean, played the whole season.
He played the whole season.
Shuck nasty. Offensive player of the year next year loading.
No, Shuck was good. MVP candidate maybe. We'll see. Well, I think it's got to go to Tet. He was 14th in receiving yards. I mean, 1,000 yards as a rookie, 70 catches, 7 touchdowns.
How do you do against the Rams though?
Against the Rams
in the wild card.
5 catches for 81 yards.
Okay. All right. But I feel like there's only been like one team that has really only truly been able to bracket him. And I mean, Seahawks are in the Super Bowl just because that. The one game that he had 1 catch for 5 yards was against Seattle. That was at start of the final stretch for Seattle, where they've just been on their dominance since then. And now we got Rookie of the Year. Shuck better win offensive. Defensive, though, finalists: Abdul Carter, Nick Emanwari, James Pierce Jr., Carson Schlesinger, and Xavier Watts. I want to go with Emanwari here, but Carson Schlesinger was a beast, too. He's been a dog. But I think Nick Emanwari's going to get it. I hope.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Nick Emanwari as well. Again, he was just this wild card ace in the hole for the Seahawks. I mean, he's just so versatile. Again, he's on a playoff team. say Schlesinger, in terms of total tackles, he was 6th in the league. He had 100 and what's the number? 156, 2.5 sacks, 2 interceptions, a couple of pass deflections. He was really good. I think like if you were going to go with anyone else besides Emanwari, it would be him. But Emanwari just recorded it. He's recorded some sacks. He's recorded plenty of tackles, takeaways, forced fumbles. Like on the season, 56 solo tackles. He had an interception, 11 pass deflections. That's what, 81 total. He had 81 total tackles. I mean, most of his tackles were solo tackles too. So I think you just got to go with him. He was great. I mean, he can just play all over the field. I think it'll come down between those two, but I would give the nod to Emanwari if I had to pick somebody.
Now for Coach of the Year, Kellen Moore. No, I'm kidding. Real finalists, Liam Cohen, Ben Johnson, Mike McDonald, Kyle Shanahan, and Mike Vrabel.
For me, it's got to be Vrabel. I mean, this team was literally one of the worst in the NFL last year. They were
4-13.
4-13. They had the number 3 overall pick. I mean, they had like back-to-back top 5 draft picks. They were just terrible. And then they go 14-3 and they're in the Super Bowl. I mean, that's just an unreal 1-year turnaround. To me, that's Coach of the Year material. I mean, just from where this team went to where they are. I mean, it's complete polar opposites. Like, you're going like a bottom 3 team to a top 2 team.
Yep.
In one season. That's got to be Coach of the Year.
I think Vrabel's also going to win it. But honestly, though, man, Ben Johnson. Why not Ben Johnson? Right? That's one of the names that sticks out. But even Liam Cohen too. But Vrabel getting this team to the Super Bowl after they won 4 games last year. Like, come on.
I think for anyone that's in second place, for me, that would be Shanahan because it was just impressive how that team made the postseason and won a playoff game. I mean, despite having like the most players on IR or on the PUP list, I mean, his team was getting irradiated by an electronic substation next to their facility. So like guys were just dropping like flies, and he somehow still managed to coach the team, coach a bunch of Chernobyl victims to the.
Yeah, it was really funny. There was like a genuine study that was taken that
I don't know if
like it really could affect you.
I'm blowing it out of proportion, but yeah, it definitely is not.
It's not going to affect them like that.
No.
That's funny though. Give it to Vrabel. Assistant Coach of the Year, Vic Fangio, Brian Flores, Vance Joseph, Clint Kubiak, and Josh McDaniels.
I want to say Vance because that's my guy, that's my D coordinator. But I think I gotta go with.
I say
Clint,
Kubiak.
man.
Yeah, Kubiak.
Just the way. I mean, because
would have been so nasty with Tyler Shuck.
I know. He just like the way he came in to a team that just fired their offensive coordinator, and it's implementing a new system with a new quarterback that had also just gotten to the team, and they, in theory, had just moved on from their number 1 wide receiver, trading away DK Metcalf, and it was like just immediately have that team looking so good and to get them to the Super Bowl. I think I gotta lean towards Clint.
Shout out Clint Kubiak and Rashid Shaheed, man. Hope you're having fun over there.
Yeah.
Get y'all a ring, man. That's our final. That's our final one there.
What about
The honors.
comeback player of the year?
Oh yeah, comeback player of the year isn't even listed on here.
What, they don't have that?
It's not even listed on this site. What? I mean, Chris Olave, right?
Let me see who we get. CBP.
Comeback player of the year, CO.
Let's see. Here we go. Here are the candidates. So we got Christian McCaffrey, Trevor Lawrence, Dak Prescott, Aiden Hutchinson, and Phillip Rivers. Is this the most updated list? Because I swear that's not correct.
Let's see. Oops. Let's see. NFL announces the finalists. The awards list. Is Sports Illustrated going to have all the...
I guess it is.
Yeah, that's got to be the most updated one because they don't even have the comeback player of the year on this website. Oh, here we go. Stephon Diggs, Aiden Hutchinson, Trevor Lawrence, Christian McCaffrey, and Dak Prescott are your finalists. What did Stephon Diggs come back from? Beating up his chef? What did he come back from?
He got hurt last season. He did tear his ACL mid-season. So he did get hurt. Trevor Lawrence on here, I guess he also got knocked out with a concussion mid-season.
I like CMC or Aiden Hutchinson.
I think, yeah, I would give it to Hutchinson because, I mean, he went from a gruesome leg injury to top 5 in
that
stats.
break was bad, and that defense was a shell of itself without him last year.
Right.
That was the beginning of the end.
It came back and he didn't miss a beat. I mean, 14 and a half sacks, 4 forced fumbles. He even had an interception, 36 solo tackles. Let's see, what was his TFL numbers? Why would you not have TFL numbers for a defensive lineman? ESPN. Yeah, I think it's got to be Aiden, man. He got that.
Aiden or CMC. Trevor Lawrence did make a pretty nice comeback. I mean, if he's up there for getting knocked out, put up Chris Olave. Come on.
Exactly.
What was Dak's injury that he came back from? Or is he coming back from being buns?
Dak also got I think Hutchinson or CMC make the most sense because they missed basically all of last year. Like those guys,
and it was
barely touched the field. Like Aiden was gone week 2. CMC came back for one game and then his leg exploded. Like the other 3 at least played half the season or played at least 7. I think it was at least 6 games for all of them before they got hurt.
There you go.
I think
after the ACL tear too, 1,000-yard season from Diggs, 85 catches.
I feel like honestly, it's probably going to go to Dak just because they like quarterbacks, and Dak had, Dak had just a monster season. He was 3rd in the league in passing yards. Like if I had to guess, it'd probably go to Dak. 4,552 yards, 30 touchdowns, just 10 interceptions. The offense was one of the top offenses in the league. They'll probably give it to Dakota. His team was averaging nearly 400 yards a game. And what What were they scoring the game? Points per game. I think they were averaging like 31. Oh, they dropped off a bit after they only ended up averaging 27. But
okay,
at the
first little chunk of the season, they were
the number.
They were trying to they were trying to compete.
Yeah, they did kind of just give up towards the end. For me, I think Hutchinson makes the most sense. The guy went out week 2, and then he comes back, records an interception as a defensive lineman, which is just crazy. 4 forced fumbles, 54 total tackles, 14 and a half sacks, 14 TFLs, 35 QB hits.
Does it show on there the percentage of snaps that he played as well, or the number of snaps?
Does not. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not seeing that anywhere, but
okay, that might have been on a different site that I found that, because I was looking up how many percentage of snaps that it might just be a season stats, but I was looking at what's his name. We traded him last year, our receiver, our corner actually, freaking Marshawn Lattimore. Yeah, we traded Marshawn Lattimore. It might be on a different site then, but I mean, yeah, give it to Aiden Hutchinson.
Yeah,
really gruesome injury to come back from too.
Right, like he missed the most of last season, like so you really had like barely any games from him last year, and then he just comes back and it's like he never even left. So despite basically missing an entire season. All right, well that's gonna wrap up the end of season awards, man. We got about a few minutes left. We got a little time to I don't know, let's refresh this, maybe close it out with a little college football, because the transfer portal closes today, and just fill everybody in on what the final ranked recruiting classes are looking like.
Jordan Seaton going over to LSU, man.
So yeah, the Hoosiers they stay at number 1. Thanks, ING. You got LSU, they're going to be number 2. Texas Tech staying at the 3 spot. The Aggies will be number 4. Louisville, man, watch out for them.
Okay.
5th best recruiting class. And then Virginia Tech, James Franklin already getting the work there. 6th ranked transfer portal class.
Houston up there. All right.
Houston Cougars. Texas lost 23 players, but then brought in 17. I mean, they got the number 1 wide receiver recruit in the country. Arkansas making some moves. A lot of new faces coming in there. The Irish rounding out the top 10. Below that, UCLA at 11, Florida at 12, Mississippi State, bit of a surprise there at 13, BYU 14, Wisconsin 15, Ole Miss 16, Vandy 17, West Virginia rather 18. Your Wildcats, Caveman, are going to be 19th.
Okay.
Cal at 20th. You got SMU at 21st. Purdue says 22nd. They'll probably still be ass. Oklahoma 23rd. Tennessee 24, and rounding out top 25, Miami, who just snagged Darian Mensah.
We talked about it before the show started.
His legal dispute there.
It is over.
All done with Duke. So he is, I mean, that's what ESPN's reporting. So, I mean, barring an unseen snafu, he should be the new quarterback at Miami. So that's pretty big get for the Canes another year where they nab one of the portal's biggest transfer quarterbacks.
And this one is not transferring because of his girlfriend.
Yeah.
So, you know, you might.
And he sophomore.
Yeah,
Depends
you
on
got
how
him
his
for a
junior.
while.
He'll be a junior this year, so depends on how his campaign goes. Maybe he's one and done there. Maybe he comes back for a second year. But if he has a good enough season, I'm sure he'll probably just go to the NFL. Man, I can't believe college football's done and really only have one more week left of football. I'm not watching the Pro Bowl. I just can't do the flag football. It's just so
NFL
so
honors only.
Yep.
Vote Tyler Shuck.
We got that, and then the Super Bowl, and then we're done until the UFL starts. But then that's just not nearly the same amount of football. There's only 8 teams.
Oh yeah, we're gonna be all focused on college basketball and the NBA and the NHL from here on out. So.
Seriously, after February 8th, March cannot get here soon enough. It's another great season, though, and we're glad to bring you Football Frenzy all season long. And we still got 2 more shows for you before the Football Frenzy goes away.
Get you good 21 episodes of Football Frenzy action this season for everybody to look at and watch.
Well, it's reached noon, so we got to sign off here. We'll be back tomorrow for another episode until the final whistle. Till then, everyone, take care.
Life is like a duck. Tough times don't last, but tough people do. Here at Military Broadcast Radio, we're teaming up with our friends at Die Tired, the veteran-friendly music band spreading strength, resilience, and mental health awareness, one shirt at a time.
And check this out. Their brand new shirts feature broadcast beaker right on the breast pocket. A reminder that you can weather the storm, and you're never alone.
Shirts are only $25, and proceeds support giving veterans a voice. MBR's mission to teach veterans how to podcast and videocast. Because when our vets are talking, they're not overthinking. They're not second-guessing. Together, we stop the 22 stigma. Grab your shirt today at mbradio.us and hit the shop. Or go directly to toramerch.printavo.com/merch/dietiredband. That's toramerch.printavo.com/merch/dietiredband.
Suit up, stand strong.
Remember, we're unduckable together.
You're built tougher than the storm.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to Military Broadcast Radio. As we wrap up today's show, we want to remind you that the podcast of today's episode will be available right after we go off the air. So if you missed any part of the show or want to listen again, be sure to check it out. And remember, we're here to support and honor our veterans. Your stories and experiences matter, and we are committed to giving you a platform to share them. That's right. We're here to give our veterans a voice. So don't forget to catch the podcast and stay connected with us. Giving our veterans a voice.